and that's at quarterback. And on that subject, let's turn to our analyst, Bob Greasy, beginning his 11th season with ABC Sports, and talk about the quarterbacks.
It's interesting, Keith, that both quarterbacks, they're on opposite ends of the spectrum. One is a proven veteran. The other one is an untested rookie. Thad Busby last year didn't have to win the ball game. They had a dominating defense. They've lost 16 seniors, and it's changed this year. They're asking Thad, all right, now go out and win for us. We need you to win these ball games. On the other hand, John Fox, the sophomore starter for USC, making his first start, only has thrown 2 passes. Last year at this time, he was 6th on the depth chart. He gets the start today against a very good defense. In fact, maybe one of the best defenses in the country. The cradle today for him, take the pressure off. You don't have to win it, just don't lose it.
A very attractive matchup and a very difficult opening game for both teams. Cool evening coming up, then a hot day.
What tough is? It's the wide open spaces of the world's only standard third door. What tough does? What tough is? It's the biggest box and the highest maximum VA payload. What tough does? Tough is what tough does. The new Ford F-150. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Built Ford Tough.
Trust. We are not born with an instinct to trust. Trust must be earned. Trust must be proven. We earn it with integrity. We prove it with sound advice. Trust is the ultimate measure of our success. And at Dean Witter, we measure success one investor at a time.
Long ago, an inventor came up with the assembly line, allowing a few people to make a lot of something. It was the model for efficiency. At Chili's, we pride ourselves for our inefficiency, because we make each of the Big Mouth burgers by hand, grilled one at a time by a person. And when you taste for yourself how good they are, you'll appreciate all the time we've wasted. Chili's fresh grilled Big Mouth burgers, monuments of inefficiency.
Welcome to our college football studios in New York. John Saunders and Todd Blackledge. Kind of a Los Angeles doubleheader, if you will. We'll get out to the USC Florida State game in a moment. But earlier today, Peyton Manning and Tennessee against UCLA. It looked like they would roll. Manning had 2 touchdown passes. They had a 24-0 lead. But then they struggled in the second half. Some problems with their punting. Just hung on for the win.
Yeah, trouble punting the ball. A little complacent on offense the second half. Thank goodness for Leonard Little making some big plays. Got a safety. Also the strip on Skip Hicks when UCLA was driving late in the ball game. Biggest play of the game.
That was a big game. How about this one, though, for Doug Johnson? 7 touchdown passes in the first half. He's out of the game now, but that ties an NCAA record. Let's join Keith Jackson. Keith.
All right, John, Todd, thanks very much. This is the 25th anniversary of the 1972 USC team that won the national championship. Many of us feel that this was one of the best college football teams ever. Lynn Swan, our colleague, was a member of that team and is on the field at the Coliseum tonight and with some memories.
That's right, Keith. I walked down that tunnel and all the emotions came back. You know, when you're recruited by USC, this is the kind of football game they tell you you'll have a chance to play. And you come out of that dark tunnel into the bright sunlight, and there are 70,000 people in the stadium, and you're expected to play up to the tradition of the USC Trojans. You know, there's a lot of fear that works through the hearts of some of these kids because they don't know what's going to happen on that football field. But they're looking for the challenge, and they want to live up to the expectation. They want to make the big play. They want to become a part of the history. They want to be a symbol of victory at USC as much as the marching band, as much as Traveler coming onto the field, and Tommy Trojan. This is what it's all about, Keith. This is why you play big-time college football.
And there's a whole lot of cottonmouths around that stadium floor right now because there's so many young. But here's a master Bobby Bowden, the only coach, as you can see, to win 10 games for 10 straight years. And across the way, John Robinson, who's won 98 games in just 11 seasons. That's not bad either. So here are two veteran coaches, highly revered by their contemporaries, and they send their young warriors out onto the old Coliseum turf tonight as the sun will slowly sink across the Channel Islands and disappear into the Pacific. USC will kick it off, and it'll be Florida State receiving, going from left to right. Adam Renton will kick it off for the Trojans, and Davey Ford is going to be one of those deep, along with Jermaine Stringer for Florida State. There's Adam putting the ball on. The wind is negligible at this particular point, and we don't anticipate will be a factor in the old stadium, which is pretty spiffy after having been redone. The crowd tonight, they're hoping for as many as 75,000. Had a very good crowd today over at the Rose Bowl. So it's been quite a big day for college football, and the second half of the doubleheader is on. Taken at the 3-yard line by Jermaine Stringer. Florida State is in the white, and he'll bring it up across the 20 and out to about the 25. The Florida State offensive line, you want to look at number 70, Trey Thomas, 6'8", 330. Can't miss him. He moves the pile. Among the receivers, number 19, E.G. Green. He is the steady go-to guy. The backs, tailback will be the interesting position as the Seminoles begin their search for a replacement for Warwick Dunn. And the man who gets the first shot at it is number 33, Dee Feaster. Dee Feaster is a junior from Rock Hill, South Carolina. And they work out of the shotgun, goes to Busby. Busby fakes the ball to Feaster, turns the corner with it, and he's got some daylight. Takes a pretty good lick, however, as he comes up to about that 34-yard line. The defensive lineup now for the Southern California Trojans along the front. There's some question if the tackles can produce some pressure. The linebackers are a very good group. Claiborne started as a freshman. The secondary, two of the better cornerbacks in the country in Dalen McCutcheon and Brian Kelly.
They're having a problem with the clocks, Keith, the game clocks at the end of the field.
The 25-second clock?
No, the game clock.
The game clock,
yeah.
Okay. Ball is on the 34-yard line.
Clock at the end of the field says 14 minutes and 59 seconds. That means only one second ran off the clock.
Jim Springer is the referee. Dave McCullough, the umpire.
It's not official. We're keeping time on the field. Second down.
Goody. Jim Rennie is the headlinesman. Fred Gallagher, the line judge. Field judge, Harvey Jones. Side judge is Jack Erb, and the back judge is Jack Follier. So here they come on second down and about 1 now for the Florida State Seminoles. And they send Green to the bottom of the picture as the wide man, and this time Busby goes under center. We add the fullback Glenn to the mix. Feaster is the deep man. Feaster gets the ball, bounces around, gets enough room, and goes up for about 5 yards to the 39. And the Seminoles, showing quickness right out of the blocks, get a first down to start their first possession. Now, John Robinson said the other day, Bob, and when he looked at Florida State, when he talked about Florida State, and when he asked about Florida State, the first word he always heard was speed.
And the second word was talent, and the third was coaching. And the first thing that they have to do is stop the run. They were not good stopping the run last year, and they want to stop the run, force them to throw.
Lavernius Coles and Peter Warwick now are the wide people for Florida State. Busby sets up for his pass. It's thrown down the middle of the field. And going into the middle is Lamar Glenn, the fullback, number 31, to make the catch. That'll be another Seminole first down as the ball goes to the Southern California 36-yard line.
Busby's been around. He's 12-1 as a starter. He played in the championship game last year in the Sugar Bowl. Was his only loss. And as I mentioned in the opening, they're saying this is Thad's team. It is your team to win. As Thad goes, so goes the Seminoles this year. The strength is at the wide receivers who needs to get him the ball.
The fullback position now. And you have contact along the line of scrimmage. Penalty flag, first one of the night. Ross Brannon. The tackle looked like he might have moved too soon. across the front, Florida State sends out a line at 280, 275, 290, 305, and Donald Heaven, number 678, and Trey Thomas at 330, number 70.
And the key thing to know in that offensive line, there are 3 new starters in that offensive line, 2 guys that have never seen the field before.
First down and 15. Back goes Busby on a deep drop, going deep for the corner. Green is down there. It's overthrown. Green had worked himself free, and he was behind Brian Kelly, the left cornerback. Kelly coming back to corner, having played at safety a year ago. But Green was loose and could have had 6 had the ball been a little shorter.
It'd be a good matchup all day long. As I mentioned, the strength for Florida State is the wide receivers, and USC has 2 of the best corners in the country, Brian Kelly and Dalen McCutcheon.
It'll be second down and 15. Feaster, the single back. You got 3 wideouts. Busby looking around, lets it go down the middle for Green, and he can't get to it. Double coverage on him. Antoine Simmons and Chad Morton had both gone deep with him, and they were running step for step.
So that's a true freshman in Simmons going against E.G. Green, and that's the matchup that the Seminoles would like to have, and that time just good coverage. Busby overthrew it, the only place that he could have thrown it.
Ron Dugan's number 80 has come onto the field as a wideout now as Green comes off to get a little breath of air. It'll be third down and 15 from the 41 of Southern California. Busby out of the shotgun. Feaster goes in motion on the snap, and the quarterback Busby takes off and takes a hit. At about the 34, 33-yard line, Chris Claiborne, a 250-pound sophomore linebacker, laid him out.
Well, this was a quarterback draw by design, Keith. The offensive lineman took off downfield. Watch the lineman. They're going to go downfield. Third and 15. That's quite a long way for that play.
All right, into the lineup now comes Sebastian Janikowski. He's a true freshman, 215-pounder out of Daytona Beach. This is his first collegiate field goal attempt. He is from Poland, came over to live with his dad at Daytona Beach in Florida State now. We'll talk before they send the youngster in for the field goal try. Who knows? They might even change their mind.
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. I want my baby back. Chili, baby back rib. I want my baby back. Chili, baby back rib.
Barbecue sauce.
I want my baby back. Chili, baby back rib. I want my baby. Chili, baby back rib.
Barbecue sauce.
I got my baby back.
Chili's grills like no place else.
Business is a race. For a head start, the Xerox DocuColor 40 lets you print or copy 40 color pages in just 60 seconds. Because in the business world, the tortoise never wins. The Document Company, Xerox.
Zoom Air gives me back the step I lost in the 70s, but I still have to learn about today's players. So I found someone with lots of free time who could help.
Hey, thanks for helping, Coach Schuller.
No problem, Joe. I got lots of free time.
He's pretty fast. So's he. So's he. Good thing I wear super fast, low-to-the-ground Zoom Air shoes, huh, Coach?
So do they, Joe.
Coach Schuller wasn't that helpful.
This is actually a family car, but that can be your little secret. Ford Taurus.
Now get $1,500 cash back on Ford Taurus.
Richard Lewis and Kevin.
Florida State did change their mind. Keith Cottrell is in to punt rather than try a field goal. They'd like to leave it deep down there. Chad Morton and Richard Cook are the deep people for USC, numbers 7 and 8. Cottrell's first punt as a true freshman, and it is well beyond the field of play. So a little adrenaline pumping there, and he knocks it 34 yards and out of the field of play. Chile starting lineup now for Southern California. The line's experience. Worth keeping your eye on the left side of that line tonight, though. Primer is the leader, Chris is, of this offensive front. Receivers, production diminished some by the injuries. However, Soward is a real burner. And the backs. The fullback, Rodney Shermans, is the steady veteran. DeLon Washington has been struggling with a sore Achilles tendon. So it is now the first possession snap for Southern California. They'll take it from their 20. And John Fox, who has thrown 2 passes in his collegiate career, a sophomore, steps in. Sherman's a good receiver, goes in motion. Would they let him throw on the first play? Yes. He hums it to the sidelines high and hard, and it's incomplete. Thrown for Sherman, covered by Dexter Jackson. Florida State's defense hit hardest with the loss of all their people. Defensive front, however, number 85, Andre Wadsworth, worth the price of admission. The linebackers. This is a very good group. Number 44, Darrell Bush, the leader. He's the captain. Secondary, there is a redshirt freshman, Coranto Cody, at cornerback. The safeties are very good. Second down and 10 for Southern California. Give it to Washington. He's taken down at the line of scrimmage. And the first man that got a piece of him was Sam Cowart, number 1. Sam Cowart's an interesting fellow. He was out all last year rehabbing from an injury. But he's healthy now, and he flies all over the place.
He is the spiritual leader of this ball club, Keith. He led the team in tackles 2 years ago. As you mentioned, sat out last year with that injury.
If he gets over on the side where Big Phelan Pound at 325 is working, look out. He is really quick. Fox looks up, hands. Ball is handed off inside, and there's nothing there for DeLon Washington. He's a senior out of Dallas, Texas, and so the Florida State defense has done its job. Southern California not able to move it. They tried to pass on the very first play. It didn't work. Now here comes Jim Wren into the ball game. He averaged 45.6 per punt last year, and he had a bunch of them. He had 66 kicks. That's right at a 46-yard average. His long was 71.
Now, this kid is a real weapon, Wren.
There's no pressure on him. The ball comes out, however, a kind of a low-line drive to Peter Warwick. He can motor, but they get him and tack him right on the turf at about the 41-yard line. It is a 42-yard punt and a 4-yard return with no score.
Is that a new Big King?
No, it's a bag, Coach.
No, in the bag, son.
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, what's a smart kid like you doing sitting on the bench? Get in there and play quarterback.
Really?
Like taking candy from a baby.
The new Big King from Burger King, flame broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Coach said I could play halfback.
What now? You're using the wrong tool. Ford F-Series with the world's only standard third door. And available new 5.4-liter Triton V8 for even more torque and horsepower.
Now you got all your holes dug, huh?
The new Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Some of the most admired cars are owned by the guys who know cars best. ASE certified master mechanics. And the #1 brand of motor oil top mechanics use is Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
I like being in control. With this new Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula. Its medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms. It controls a leading cause of dandruff called Peel Valley.
Now that's serious control.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by the Ford F-150. Strength after strength after strength. Chili's Grill and Bar, home of the Big Mouth Burgers. State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And National Car Rental. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. Florida State comes to the attack. Ball on their own 42-yard line. Thad Busby, 220-pound senior quarterback. He's already run the ball twice, turns and pitches back. And this is Feaster getting some room on the corner. Ball comes out. Recovered by Southern California at their own 36-yard line. Number 4 followed the play. Mark Cusano, linebacker, knocked it loose, and Chad Morton covered it, and the Trojans get it back.
There's Cusano right there. The ball comes out. Feaster, who is not a big running back, puts it on the ground. Chad Morton picks it up. Trojans going the other way.
So they get a break. They make a break for themselves. Those of you who saw the earlier game today over in Pasadena at the Rose Bowl, Tennessee UCLA, with the Volunteers squeezing one out by 6. We've had one good one already, and we're looking at another one, and the ball is handed off to DeLon Washington. He goes for 4 yards, maybe close to 5 as he gets over the 40. It's a very important thing in the judgment of the Southern California coaches that their team come out and play hard early.
Well, John Robinson said we have to be physical and confident. They want to run the football to get some confidence in their quarterback, John Fox. He's just a young kid. He hasn't completed a pass yet in college football, going up against one of the best defenses and one of the best defensive coordinators in the country.
Second down and about 5. Goes back to Washington. He delays there for a moment, looking for a little bit of help. The ball pops out of there, and now Florida State gets it back. So the Seminoles come up with a turnover. So the Trojans give it right back. And the Noles now will possess it at the Southern California 36-yard line.
To look at Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, from behind. DeLon Washington, number 24. No place to run. And then from behind, who is that? Knocks it out.
Seymour covered it. It looked like one of the big tackles.
I think it was Jerry Johnson.
Might have been Johnson.
Number 92 knocked the ball out. And that's just smart football by the defensive lineman Johnson. If you get there late and the running back is still up, go for the ball and knock it out.
Back to the shotgun and the spread formation from Busby. Steps up from the pressure. Down he goes. Trojans bury him. Blitzing all the way. The first man that came flying through there was Rashard Cook. And then the backers came in and put him away. Let me ask you a question, Bob. In the early going, in the very first series now, Thad Busby ran the ball. Does that get rid of his butterflies and get him into the ball game, getting him hit?
Somewhat, Keith. There's a blitz. The 2 linebackers on the inside. He's going to come from the outside. Now, Busby is the veteran. You would think he'd be all right, but I think as soon as you get hit in the ball game, I think it's going to help settle you down.
Yeah. So he eats it, and the loss is back to the 44-yard line. Now he rolls out, looks downfield, throws underneath. Pass is caught, but the play is not worth a lot. Warwick made the catch, and Kelly made the tackle. And let's join John Saunders for a moment.
Keith, already some great individual performances today, and we expect another one out of this guy from LSU. Kevin Falk, 4 yards on this touchdown run. Also has one from 14 yards as LSU has opened up the lead over UTEP, now 14-0. Keith, let's take it back to you.
That's a bit of a mismatch, I suspect, down in Death Valley tonight. It'll be 3rd and a long 11. Close to 12 as Busby out of the shotgun throws. The pass is caught by Warwick. Or is it Harrell? It is Harrell, Damian Harrell, number 8, making the catch. And he's going to pick up a first down. Put the ball at the 18-yard line of Southern California.
What Florida State wants to do is throw the football. They spread you out. They're going to run a slant right here, and he's going to hit him. But what Florida State wants to do, widen it out, get the ball to their players on the outside. That's where their strength is. Southern Cal wants to run the ball, settle down their quarterback.
Busby's pass thrown hard down the middle. Lavernius Coles, great speed. Tumbles into the end zone, but they won't give him the touchdown. They'll put him down a half a yard short. They turned him upside down, but they couldn't separate him from the ball, and it's 1st and goal to go for the Seminoles.
Busby and the Seminoles are going to the slants, and they are wide open to the inside. Lacey, number 2 at the bottom of your screen, hitting the slants in front of the safeties and inside the corners.
Mark Rick, the offensive coordinator, upstairs. Mickey Andrews, the defensive coordinator, works downstairs. 1st and goal. Lamar Glenn and the quarterback Busby keeps. It's Kendra. It's Kendra. Dan Kendra in on the goal line offense. Number 10, the big guy from Pennsylvania, 245-pounder. He took the snap. He shoved it into the end zone. And the Seminoles go to the lead. Dan Kendra finally getting to play some. He's been waiting and waiting and waiting.
He gets to run those quarterback sneaks and get his brains beat out.
Bill Dramatica hooks it up left-footed and makes it a 7-0 lead for Florida State. So Bobby's biggest problem right now is with his sunglasses. His team takes the lead.
Budweiser.
You stink! Get off the stage! Your mother's an iguana!
Hey, my mother's half iguana.
I'm sorry. I meant no disrespect.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!
At National Car Rental, we believe that when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. Because at most major airports in America, National gets you in your car and on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
Let's go!
At Ford Motor Company, we're experimenting with a backing up warning system, which sounds a signal to help you avoid hitting what you can't even see. Sometimes you just have to go backwards to go forward. Ford, quality is job one.
Frankie, let me ask you a question.
Yeah?
These frogs, do they really taste like chicken?
I'm not answering that.
I'm just curious.
Stop it.
Come on, it's barbecue season. Would you marinate them? Would you slow cook them? We could toss them over a salad.
Seven to nothing as Dan Kendra sticks it into the end zone. Here's a replay.
Now take a look at this. Just go ahead and run. Watch the way he sticks the ball out. This is a little, hold it right there. There's the ball sticking out. Now, once it crosses the goal line, it's a touchdown. But, you know, in the future, you may get some linebackers coming up and saying, if he's in there running that quarterback sneak like that, we're going to get up there, and if he sticks it out like that and over, we may slap it out of his hands before it gets to the goal line.
So the Seminoles will kick it off with Dalen McCutcheon, number 1, and R.J. Sauer, number 18, waiting, and these two can run. Sebastian Janikowski, a young man who came from Poland a couple of years ago, he hammers it, and he's got it at the goal line, and it's going to be returned by Sauer. Got a little crack, up he goes, and down he goes, short of the 20 as he tried to go to the outside. Monday night, live at 9 Eastern on ABC's NFL Monday Night Football, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Oakland Raiders in Oakland. This is a long-running, old, bitter feud. 36-35-2 in favor of the Raiders. They'll get it going next Monday night here on ABC Sports at 9 Eastern Time, 6 out here where the sun still shines. Rodney Sermon's the one back, and Delon Washington, number 24, the other. It's Washington with the ball, and he is taken down just about the line of scrimmage. as number 44, Darrell Bush, is right there to greet him along with Coward. So two linebackers make that tackle.
Exactly. The Trojans trying to get something going. They're trying to protect the quarterback. Mickey Andrews right there, defensive coordinator. Keith, as you know, he won the award last year for the defensive assistant of the year.
Frank Broyles Award.
The Frank Broyles Award. Outstanding. And this guy is going against John Fox. He's calling the defenses. He's trying to get in the mind of that young quarterback Fox, who's just starting his first game.
2nd down and 9 now. Florida State has 104 yards and Southern California 1. And Shermans drops it. Sherman's being dogged on the play by Lamont Green, the other linebacker. So now all 3 of the linebackers for the Seminoles have tasted blood.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, this defense is not the same defense, Keith, that was first in the nation against the run last year. The Sugar Bowl lineup, take a look at the players that are gone.
With
8
Wilson,
players. 8 players are gone, Keith.
When Wilson and Boulware left those defensive end positions, I mean, every coach on their schedule went, ooh, am I glad to see those guys
Every
go.
quarterback breathed a sigh of relief.
Yeah, and then they moved Wadsworth over there.
8 starters are gone, but they've got some good talent.
Fox throws, and the ball goes whistling right past the ear of Billy Miller. Miller was tangled up on the outside out there with Darrell Bush, and the ball went right past his ear. Never saw it. And the Trojans will have to punt again.
This is not an easy defense to figure out. You may have 8 starters, 8 new starters on that defense, but they are quick, they are talented, and most importantly, they are very well coached.
What do they got? 20 true freshmen on the traveling squad of 82. That's a lot. Jimmy Wren's in for his 2nd punt. His first one was 42 yards. Peter Warwick is the return man for Florida State. A little more air under this one, but not as long, and now it tumbles out of bounds at the 46-yard line of Florida State. So Wren hits only 35 yards out of that punt. Tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, 3 Pacific, World Gymnastics Championships from Lausanne, Switzerland, men's and women's team competition, as well as the men's all-around. And you'll see at 7/6 Central, the women's all-around competition, all tomorrow on ABC. Florida State to the attack, 46-yard line. Seminoles leading by a score of 7-0. Glenn and Feaster lined up behind Thad Busby, and it's Feaster giving the ball to Warwick. Warwick trying to run a reverse. The Trojans had him way back there, but he shook off one, but he still held for a loss back around the 37-yard line.
Abdul Malik was back in the backfield, and that slowed up, that messed up that reverse.
So there's a loss of 9 yards on the play.
Yeah.
It'll be 2nd down, 19.
44, Abdul Malik is a redshirt freshman playing in his first game for the Trojans.
Busby to throw it to the sidelines and over the head of the intended receiver, Damian Harrell. Harrell is a senior from Miami. Had some injury troubles along the way, but when you take Harrell and Coles and Green and Dugans and Warwick and Stringer and Minnis and Walton, I mean, that's a track team.
A lot of targets for coordinator Mark Richt. Mark was the quarterback at Miami and has been at Florida State for quite a few years and has developed quite a few good quarterbacks at FSU.
3rd down and 19 for the Noles. They lead 7-0. First quarter of play, and he lets it go big, and that's incomplete. The intended receiver, Stringer, ran into the defender, Kelly.
I like both calls, Keith. I like the no call by the official, and I like the call by Mark Richt. It's 3rd and 19. Let's take a shot. Our strength as a wide receiver. Let's throw it down the field. That'll be a battle all day long out there on the wing.
Keith Cottrell is in the punt. He's 6'4". He's in the same size range of Sean Liss, who punted so well for Florida State. 34 yards on his first one. He just knocked it past the end zone. Here he's got a lot of room. he gets a pretty good kick. Chad Morton can't get much help, and Chad goes down at about the 20-yard line. That's a 43-yard punt and a 1-yard return. Thad Busby sitting in front of the fan. It is not terribly uncomfortable, particularly if you have come from the dog days around the football camp in Tallahassee. It gets hot in Tallahassee this time of the year.
It gets hot in L.A. out here.
It certainly does.
It was warm this week.
We've had about 3 days around 100 degrees.
Yeah. Here comes John Fox. He's taken 10 snaps coming into the season. And he's just yet to complete a pass. And this is the concern. Offense getting going, new quarterback for USC.
He may crank it up and go deep too, but this one he throws underneath to the tailback, and there's nothing going to work on that because Florida State guys were camped in his face. I mean, Vic Wadsworth was over there, Darrell Bush was over there, and Sam Coward. So there's no place to go, and here's Swanee.
Look, you're talking about the Florida State team, how young they are, and all the guys who haven't come back. The coaches know that, so they're working harder. And one way they're helping their team to focus is by their motto this year. I've got my man. Every man on the Florida State team has his T-shirt. And if you've got your man, Keith, then the other side, what will happen? Victory will come. Keep it simple, focus, and execute. That's what they want to do, Keith.
2nd down and 15 right now for the Trojans as they lose on the previous play. They try to run it up the middle. And there's nothing there. Travis Claridge is the right guard. Ken Bowen is the right tackle. Bowen is a Floridian out of Orlando on the Southern California team. There are no Californians on the Florida State team. USC's offensive front's a bunch of big guys. I mean, Phelan Pound's 3 1/4. Chris Breimer, he's at the 310. Jonathan Heimbach is a little guy at 295. Then you got Claridge 300 and Bowen 330. But they haven't been able to knock the Florida State defenders off the line of scrimmage.
In fact, they knocked them back in their own backfield.
Put some air under it, and it is incomplete. So he had a man going deep down the sidelines. Soward is a speed burner, but there was good defense back there by Florida State's Samari Roll. So the Trojans now will punt for a 3rd time. And 35 on the first 2 punts by Jim Wren tonight. Peter Warwick is waiting for Florida State. Some pressure here. Good kick, though. Runs him back to the 29-yard line. Now he needs a block. Got one.
Did the ball come out?
I don't know. Looked like it might have. Some of the Trojans were pouncing on him, but apparently not. Thad Busby, a few moments ago, had a conversation with the offensive coordinator, Mark Richt, and Florida State gave us permission to eavesdrop.
Throwing lane. Did you go a quick 5 on that?
Other than,
you take a quick 5 on the under center slant?
I think so.
You probably did. You've been programmed to do that.
I'm a little pumped up, you know.
All right. Well, I'll tell you what, the line's protecting very well, so you don't have to be thinking 1,000 miles an hour right now.
No, I'm not.
All right, you need to be relaxed and just have a, just like pass skeleton for you out there, okay? Now that blitz, that first blitz.
Yeah, that's a thing. 8-man offense.
A little conversation that goes on between the coordinator and the quarterback. That was on the drive that they got the touchdown. He was talking about the slants that got him in position to run the quarterback sneak for the touchdown.
Florida State has spent a timeout. The game clock is not working. We don't know how much time is remaining in the first quarter of play. It's being kept down on the field by back to
Mark Richt, the coordinator, trying to settle Thad Busby down. He said, just settle down in March. And Thad said, no, I'm all right. I'm just getting a little excited down here. But first game of the year, they're going to let Thad do a little bit more throwing this year. And I think he's excited about the prospect of this season.
As you saw, we asked and we got the time at 3:49 to play in the first period. 7-0. Florida State has the lead. And they're backed up right now with the football resting at their own 38-yard line, where it is first down and 10. the story around last year, Bob, was that Busby started the season a year ago with a sore arm. And he was sore well into the middle of the season. A lot of lobbing and short stuff and not getting the ball to the target on time. But once he got past midseason,
well, he had some great games last year. You know, we talked about them saying, hey, Thad, we've got a great defense. You know, we don't need much out of our offense. Just let the defense lead us. But Busby threw for over 200 yards in the first half of the Sugar Bowl in the championship game. And he threw for over 300 yards in a win against Virginia last year. So when they need him, he was there.
First down for the Noles. Easter deep. Gets it. Trojans get him at the 35. They may give his advance the 36. But Claiborne 55 and Abdul Malik were right there.
Keith, what Florida State is trying to replace is Warwick Dunn. Look at what he's done. Had 3 1,000-yard seasons. He was fourth in receptions, first in all-purpose career touchdowns. He was a load. 60% of their total offense, 30% of their run offense, they're trying to replace with Warwick Dunn.
Busby's pass is completed to Harrell. Harrell is out just short of the 45, put it on the 44-yard line. And that's going to leave him 4 yards short of a first down.
Damian Harrell.
3rd and 4. Looks like they're running the plays in, huh?
It does, doesn't it?
Yep. Myron Jackson, 84, tight end, bringing it in.
I like when they wag him in, Keith. You know why? For one reason. It gives the quarterback more time at the line of scrimmage. You get him in quicker, you get to the line of scrimmage quicker, you have more time to make decisions.
E.G. Green and Warwick, bottom of the picture. Pass is thrown, complete to Warwick. He's right on the marker. Just depends on the spot. His right foot is planted. Down goes the ball. Now they'll sight it, and they will measure it.
It's 3rd and short. Kelly on the right side gives him a lot of room. I'd run that route also. It's a little stop or a hitch or a quick out. Of course, you have to be careful. These good cornerbacks, a kid like Brian Kelly says, all right, you've done that to me once. If you threw it too many times, he may pick it off.
Got it. First down, Florida State at their own 48-yard line.
Brian Kelly has 5 career interceptions. He has started all 4 years that he has been at Southern California. Outstanding player, one of the top corners in the country.
Busby sets up, spread, shotgun. Green and Warwick to the top of the screen. Busby's looking at him and throws underneath as Warwick came back to the inside and couldn't hook up. 2nd down and 10 coming for the Noles. Darnell Lacey getting a start as a sophomore at free safety tonight for Southern California. The Trojans next Saturday will have Washington State's Cougars here in the Coliseum. And Florida State will be looking down the road toward beginning the ACC very shortly, which looked pretty good today. The way things worked out with Wake Forest beating Northwestern again.
Big win for the Wake.
Wants to go big down the sidelines. That one is thrown beyond the field of play. Kelly again defending on Lavernius Cole, because they're picking on Brian Kelly now. And he's beginning to feel a little feisty about it. You can follow all of ABC's regional college football coverage live online with real-time play-by-play displays, stats, drive charts, and more, all on America Online. Keyword, ABC Sports.
Brian Kelly did a nice job that time, jamming the wide receiver out of bounds. You got your hands full when you're going up against number 42.
3rd and 10. Busby's pass, a hummer. Oh, and inside. all 4. So they'll punt. E.G. Green was over there, but Chad Morton was covering.
For the defense for Southern California is going to have to set the tone for their offense. Their offense is struggling. The defense is going to have to come up with a turnover, a big play interception, something like that. Or the special teams are going to have to do something for the Trojans.
Keith Cottrell's third punt, 34 and 43 for the lanky freshman from Orlando. Chad Morton's waiting for it, drops the ball. Gets it away, it's blocked. Trojans are going to get it deep. So he took his eye off the ball and it fell in front of him. He never recovered it. And suddenly the sky has fallen on the freshman. And Bobby Bowden will fuss over that because he is a big fan of special teams.
They lost 16 starters from last year's team, and 2 of them were his kickers, Bentley and Liss. They don't think that's as important, but when you have freshman kickers, both a punter and a place kicker are true freshmen, first time they're playing, and that's the result. Big turnaround for the Trojans.
And USC very quickly to the attack now, trying to get on the field and get it going before the Seminoles get organized on defense. You got a 5-man defensive front with the backer stepping in. Give the ball to Washington. Finds a little daylight on the left side and takes it down to the 25-yard line. That's a pickup about 6. Here's a comment we got yesterday from Bobby Bowden about special teams.
Third of your football is kicking the ball. Okay, we lost a punter who punted for 4 straight years. We lost a kicker who kicked for 4 straight years. Now this is time to break in a new one. They hadn't heard that Star-Spangled Banner yet, and 80,000 people out there with their kidneys wanting to act up.
Now they have, Coach. Nothing going there as the Seminoles just simply bury that play. Sam Cowart leading the defensive charge, and just nothing there.
Well, Sam Cowart coming back from injury. He was out all of last year. Here he is up in the defensive line. Watches are going to cross just a little bit, mess up the offensive line blocking scheme, and he just runs in there free along with 2 other Seminoles were right there also.
DeLon Washington now back in there at tailback after McKenzie came in and replaced him for the 1 play. And here's Fox back to throw. He's yet to complete a pass. He's got one here. Complete to Soward. Soward is out of bounds. First down, Southern California, just short of the 10. Good route by Soward. Good sharp pass by the young quarterback.
Now he's selling everybody else down. He just became a veteran. That is a big completion. The whole turnaround, the block punt, the good field position, now the big completion for the young sophomore, Fox. This is a big play in his career. Steps up very nicely, throws it over a linebacker, and Soward knows what to do with it when he gets it.
Short of the 10, first down, USC. Washington is the single back. Fox eats it. Andre Wadsworth, the big senior, number 85 at defensive end this year, and he ducks him for a loss back at the 16-yard line. And so we've played 1. USC is threatening, but it's still Florida State 7-0.
Green Acres is the place to be. Farm living is the life for me.
I just adore a penthouse view. Darling, I love you, but give me Park Avenue.
The chores.
The stores.
Fresh air.
Times Square.
Ford Explorer. It's at home anywhere.
Wright Incorporated. Oh, hi, Mr. Wright. Sure, just 1 minute.
Hello, everyone. I've had to cut my vacation short. I'll be in the office in 10 minutes. See you then.
Ericsson mobile phones. That's the power of voice.
I just love doing that.
State Farm presents Rules of the Game.
Today we're talking about officiating. In this play, there's a questionable decision. Can one official overrule another?
Life isn't just measured in days or years. It's measured in doorways and walkways. Or a favorite sweater, long outgrown. At State Farm, we give our policyholders a yardstick of their own. It's called the Family Insurance Checkup. It helps them measure their own needs and pick the coverage that's right for them. So call your agent for a checkup. Because insurance, like other things in life, is something you never want to outgrow.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Today we're talking about officiating. In this play, the head linesman ruled a good catch. The field judge overruled the call on the basis of the ball being bobbled. Proper procedure.
Rules of the Game has been brought to you by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
We go to the second quarter of play at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. Southern California with the football. 2nd down and 15. Florida State leading 7-0. Trojans with their first threat of the night. Came off of a block punt where Cottrell dropped it, couldn't pick it up. And it is DeLon Washington carrying over the left side. The USC running game has not been impressive at all so far because the Seminoles are simply beating them to the point of attack. And you've got a penalty flag here.
Too much quickness and speed, Keith.
There was no play. Dead ball. False start. Offense. 15 minutes remains on the clock.
As you look at the stats first quarter, the thing that jumps out at me, rushing yards for Southern California, 0. Total yards for Southern California, 12. And the turnovers, 1 apiece. And the 1 turnover that the Trojans had led to the Florida State score.
From the pressure, gets the pass off. It is completed downfield to Billy Miller. Miller is the biggest of the wideouts at 6'4", 210. And he made the catch at about the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, Southern California.
It's a nice play by Fox, the young quarterback, to avoid the safety. Number 4, that's Troy Saunders. He's going to be blitzing. He steps up inside, regains his composure, and lays it out. That's a nice play.
Pretty good concentration by Miller because that's been a problem for Billy. He's dropped a lot of balls in the days behind him, but he made a great catch there. And on 1st and goal, it's DeLon Washington probably jumping a little too soon. He didn't get anything to speak of. He left his feet behind the line of scrimmage and came tumbling down in the midst of the melee.
USC offense was not very good rushing.
It is not a 1st down, you're telling me? It is 4th. Okay.
It is 4th.
Yeah. They didn't give him.
It is 4th.
They didn't give it to him. Yep. They had the possession inside the 11. Yeah. And that pass play didn't quite get in there. So it is now 4th. Not 1st and goal, but 4th down and 1. Fox rolls out. He's got nobody to throw. Now he goes. Touchdown. Lavelle Woods had rolled out to the right and taken a defender with him and sort of spread the defense. And when the hole opened up, Fox took it and scored it. Jimmy Wren holds for Adam Abrams on the extra point try as they try to tie the game. Points coming off the turnover, and the kick is good. And so early in the second quarter of play, 13:42 to go in the first half, we're all even at 7.
There's only one word to describe what's happening to Spin City.
What you hear?
It's big. Big. Big, big.
That's 2.
Spin City, now on ABC Wednesday.
Wow.
Santa doesn't have to come just on Christmas Eve. He comes year-round at Mitch Smith Chevrolet Geo in Coleman. If you've been good, then why not treat yourself to a newer used car or truck from Mitch Smith Chevrolet? Santa knows that Mitch Smith is the pricing leader for all of North Alabama, with no dock fees, no hidden charges, just rock-bottom prices. Trade in your old Slate for a brand-new 97 S10 pickup LS for just $10,770. Just add tax and title. Have a Merry Christmas all year round from your friends at Mitch Smith Chevrolet Geo.
Tonight at 10, a Shelby County congregation remembers 5 of its church members killed in a van crash on Interstate 65. And the Princess of Wales has been laid to rest. Britain and the world bid an emotional farewell to Princess Diana. Those stories and more, plus weather and sports, tonight at 10 on ABC 3340.
Dave Baird brings you Matters of Faith, Wednesday and Sunday nights during the night team news at 10 on Alabama's ABC 3340. Alabama's ABC 3340 meteorologist James Spann, voted Birmingham's best weathercaster.
I'm Dave Baird. You're watching Alabama's ABC 3340.
This play right here, this is a touchdown. Watch as he's going to look for his receivers. Now stop it right here. His receivers are covered. He's covered here. Now quarterbacks make the right decision. Don't throw it into the end zone. Take it and run. More than half the abilities of a quarterback is making the right decision. And he made the right one.
And the score is tied.
People always like to see the guy with the strongest arm, Keith, or the guy that's the tallest or the biggest, so he can throw the perfect spiral. But a lot of those guys can't make good decisions.
Adam Rendon kicks off, and it's at the 1-yard line for Jermaine Stringer. And he comes bursting out across the 25. A moment, the 20.
Well, Keith, this Florida State defense may be young, but they're playing good, solid football, which means for USC, they're not just going to be able to nickel and dime their way down the field. You're going to have to have great individual effort, and Fox shows that in that touchdown drive. He has to break a tackle. He has to make something happen. The receivers are going to have to catch passes and break tackles and move downfield. The Florida State defense is solid, so for USC, again, it's got to be great individual effort to make something happen. Keith?
25-yard line, first down. Thad Busby hands it off to Feaster. Picks up 2 yards. We go to John Saunders.
Keith, time for the Burger King update. We want to take a look at Washington and BYU and Rashawn Sheehy. A terrific day today. 66 yards on this carry. Took it down to the 1 and set up a touchdown. 12 carries, 171 yards. Touchdown on the ground, 1 through the air. And the 12-game winning streak comes to an end for BYU as they're beaten by the last team to beat them, Washington. Longest streak now belongs to Penn State at 6. Keith.
Huskies have a date coming up with Nebraska in Seattle.
Oh, yes, they do.
That'll be a rumble. Busby's in trouble, gets away from it, and steps out of bounds. Throws the ball at the feet of a would-be receiver and gets away with it. So it'll go down as an incomplete forward pass.
That's a good move and an athletic move by Busby, Keith. That could have been a sack, minus 12 or something like that. Just avoiding the sack and throwing the incompletion and coming back, you know, for another play is it's avoiding a negative play.
Warwick and Green come out together at the bottom of the picture, and Lavernius Coles is at the top. Coles is the swiftest of the swift. Busby lets it go down the middle. The pass intended for Warwick. There's a penalty flag across the way. They give him the catch at about the 38-yard line, but let's see about the flag. Elvin Pearsall, the tight end, was over there. Jim Springer is the referee. It's against Florida State, ineligible downfield, and they'll bring it back. Beleaguered so far tonight, but more than holding his own. Dalen McCutcheon is the other corner who has been virtually left alone tonight. The penalty brings it back to make it a 3rd down and 14. Throws quickly. The pass is completed to Coles, and Lavernius Coles has a 1st down for the Seminoles at the 42-yard line.
The slant route, Keith, all day long for the Seminoles. Busby had missed his last 4. This is Lavernius Coles against Kelly. Kelly tried to jam him at the line of scrimmage and missed. Coles got inside. The receivers for Florida State have been very successful getting inside. That's an easy throw for a quarterback, too, Keith.
Coles is bigger than he was a year ago considerably. He's now 190 pounds. I think he's been in the weight room.
He could play running back or wide receiver. He's dangerous.
Busby's pass is thrown high and incomplete, intended for Damian Harrell. They're still picking on Kelly.
Well, you're right. They've been throwing at Kelly. Dalen McCutcheon on the other side hasn't got too many balls, but there's a look at defending Busby. Brian Kelly's already had 7 balls thrown his way. They've only completed 2.
Dalen's going to go over and say, hey, Brian, want to swap positions? I want to play something.
You're right. Good corners want balls thrown their way.
That's right. Busby's pass again. It's intercepted. It bounces off the hands of Harrell, and it's picked off by Kelly, but Southern California may have been offside.
And that's why corners, good corners, want the ball thrown their way because they want to make plays and interception.
Let's see about the penalty flag.
Outside. Defense. 5 yards. Repeat 2nd down.
Trojans lose the interception and lose 5 yards.
There's a look at the replay. Gets the jam there. Sees where the ball is, very aware. That won't go down in the record books, but it'll go in his record book. and you can believe, Keith, that Busby and the receivers will be aware of that too. They know he's aware. They know that you got to be careful when you throw on those corners.
2nd down and 5. Coles is up there on Kelly again. Busby gets a little pressure, now steps up into the pocket and throws. It is caught by Coles again. And it's right in front of Kelly. Coming across trying to make a play on the ball was Mark Cusano for Southern California and almost got his hands on it.
This was a crossing route. Southern California was in a zone, and this was not Kelly's man, if you're wondering.
No, it wasn't his man.
He's got good awareness. He sees the ball coming and comes back and makes the hit on it.
Coles went right at him. Dugans went underneath. And there was the ball. Well, Busby looks pretty good. Ball traveling with some authority. This is Harrell. And Harrell is down inside the 25. Close to another 1st down for the Seminoles.
They continue to allow the Seminole receivers to get inside releases and just run slants to the inside of the field.
Well, obviously, they'll have time to discuss and change that at halftime, but if they're not careful, they're going to be down by a touchdown, because that's exactly how the Seminoles are moving the football down the field. They're not getting any pressure to speak of on Busby.
No, they're not. Busby is 9 of 18, 128 yards.
No pressure from the inside. This is Feaster. He got a pretty good block there from Donald Heaven, the guard, and that enabled him to turn inside, and he picked up almost 5 yards. And here's Lynn Swan.
Well, Keith, the USC Trojan defensive secondary, especially the corners, have settled in on the technique. They continue to try and funnel the receivers inside where they have help. What they've got to do is vary that technique so that the Florida State offense can't key in on them and continue to go inside with a slant. Every once in a while, they've got to jump inside hard, push the guys to the outside, and play underneath those slants, Keith.
Dalen McCutcheon just came over to the official and called timeout, and Brian Kelly is coming over, and he's doing a little lobbying for some help on his side of the field. It's a Trojan timeout.
Chevy Venture gives you flip and fold seats, because you never know when a little extra room is going to come in handy. The all-new Chevy Venture is here. Let's go.
Hi, at Gateway, getting the computer you want is simple. Let's say this is your basic computer. You want lots of memory? Sure. Great speakers. Maybe more memory. No problem. A big monitor? Maybe not that big. The new Pentium 2 processor. See, we build your computer exactly how you want it. So, it ends up as individual as you are.
Gateway computers feature the Intel Pentium 2 processor. Call 1-800-GATEWAY. We'll build one for you.
Chile's famous fajitas our legendary marinade. Grilled fiery and tender. Something special happens with every order. They're guaranteed to capture your attention and your appetite.
Get a tough case of athlete's foot, and you're benched. You get that itching, the cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough-actin Tenactin. It cures even tough cases of athlete's foot. Get tough-actin Tenactin.
Push the boundaries back with Goodyear Eagle F1. Dual aqua channels sweep water away for serious traction, especially in braking.
Serious freedom. Goodyear, Goodyear. Yeah!
My kid's dead. Hey, buddy, I want these guys dead.
That is please. All for love.
The ball is at the 19-yard line of Southern California. Possession of Florida State. 2nd down and 5 for the Seminoles. They are in a 7-7 tie right now with the Trojans. Ball is handed to Feaster. He breaks a tackle and wiggles his way down to the 15. Mark Cusano, Trojan linebacker, number 4, junior. Chris Claiborne, 55, a backer in the middle at a sophomore, 250. David Gibson is a sophomore at 2 1/4.
Trojan defense last year, Keith, was very good against the run.
Kendra is in, Bob.
Yeah.
3rd and short. 3rd and a yard and a half, and Dan Kendra comes in, just takes the ball and uses his muscle, goes in the surge behind Kevin Long, and we'll see where they put it.
It's the first game of the year. You bring the backup quarterback in and you run quarterback sneaks. You know, he's a tough kid. He's a 245-pound quarterback that's a black belt.
It's 4th down.
Hey, Bob, I was talking to Kendra, and I was talking to his offensive coordinator, Mike Redd. He said Kendra actually came in at 271 because he spent so much time in the weight room. They had a little conversation, a meeting of the minds. He dropped that weight, but he's got the power and muscle for this short yardage game.
4th and 1. He pitches it back, and they lose on the play. And the man that made the play work for Southern California was Antoine Simmons, a freshman from Sacramento, number 6. And the social note of the season so far is John Robinson is wearing a headset. He's doing that because his offensive coordinator, Hugh Jackson's upstairs.
Well, you either run a sneak or the option, and the Trojans were right there ready for it.
So that's a lift for the defense. And here comes the offense now. Washington 24, Sermon's number 5. It's Washington with the ball to the left side. His best run of the night. The only thing that might be wrong with that is he ran into Roland Seymour, who sort of knocked him down hard. Gain on the play of about 8 yards. There's Hugh Jackson, the new offensive coordinator for Southern California. He likes to work upstairs. That's why John Robinson is wearing the headset. Fox gives that ball to Sermons. No, it's Washington. And Washington is not going to get his first down on that carry. Rodney Sermons, the fullback. The fullback does a lot of things in the Southern California scheme of things, but he is a particularly good receiver. In fact, the leading returning receiver.
Yeah, he caught 39 last year. In fact, in his career, he's caught 53 passes out of the backfield, 7 for touchdowns. So doesn't carry the ball a lot, but he catches and blocks.
It's 3rd and 3. Fox has it batted right back in his face by big number 56, Roland Seymour. And they'll have to punt. Seymour is 6'4", Larry Smith 6'5", Jerry Johnson 6'2", and Andre Wadsworth 6'4". When they stand up, you got to put air under it.
Seymour is taking the place of Bernard Wilson. Wadsworth is taking the place of Bull, where those two had more sacks than any defensive ends in the country last year.
Jim Wren in for his 4th punt. Feaster is deep. He hasn't been able to turn one over yet. Feaster takes it at the 34, and he's got some room to midfield. So it's a good return for Dee Feaster. After a 42-yard punt and a 16-yard return, the Seminoles have very good field position.
There comes a time when you realize you've come about as far as you can on your own. And if you want your investments to go further, you're going to need someone with the expertise and the resources to help you go the distance. It's not an admission of failure. It's an admission of success. It's an acknowledgement of what you've got at stake here. That moment of truth when you say to yourself, okay, no more fun and games.
Smith Barney, they make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
There is nothing like being a winner. Hey, you don't want to just beat them. You want to beat them big. It's time to show them what you're really made of. You've got to make them pay the price. Hey, give the fans what they came for.
Somewhere, some poor slob's punching a time clock. He don't know what he's missing.
Come on, get up, son. We gotta go.
Meet Dan Wolf, champion bull rider. This is what he does. This is what he drives. Pretty nice life. Chevy S10, like a rock.
ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chevrolet Trucks, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. By Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics, people who know use Valvoline. By Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney. Busby from midfield goes deep, and it is incomplete. He wanted to go deep.
Hit just as he threw this ball, Keith.
That's the first time tonight now McCutcheon has had a ball thrown into his neighborhood.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right. McCutcheon getting a little action now, but George Perry got in there and just clipped the arm of Busby as he was throwing that ball.
Perry is the ringleader of that defensive front, a senior out of San Bernardino. Big George is 260 pounds at 6'5".
He is the only returning starter on that defensive line.
In the backfield now for the Noles is Davey Ford, freshman. Number 22, he's got the ball running in traffic. And we'll move it to about the 48-yard line. Ball was snapped to him instead of Busby. Well, we'll continue with our billboards. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Smith Barney, a member of the Travelers Group. Smith Barney, they make fun of the old-fashioned way. They earn it. And Burger King, where you can get your burger's worth. Eric Thomas is now into the guard spot for Florida State on the right side of center. It is 3rd down and 8. Busby looking around, has a lot of time and throws for E.G. Green. The pass is incomplete. Defending on the play was Darnell Lacey. Lacey had laid out with the receiver and neither could reach it. So Keith Bottrell comes in to punt again. 7-7 tie.
I think Bobby Bowden wanted a little interference there, Keith.
6:29 play in the first half.
It was close.
That's a good kick. Over the head. And put by the Seminoles. And put down on the 1-yard line. It is Lavernus Coles downfield to catch the ball after the bounce and kill it on the 1. 47 yards on the clock. Southern California now, with time remaining in the first half, getting very precious. Come out with the ball at the 1.
Coles. Agreed that the official marked the ball dead right there at the 1-foot line.
Washington maybe wedges 1 yard out of it, and that's all. Just trying to punch around in there and get a little bit of daylight.
You got to be careful here. You don't want to give up 2 points in a situation like this.
Well, if you do anything other than throw deep, sometimes that's not a bad call.
The other thing, Keith, Florida State defensively very aggressive, very quick across the line of scrimmage.
Here's the pass. Down the sidelines for Soward, and it is incomplete. Running with him, Samari Roll.
And we talked about the good DBs on the Trojan side. Florida State's got some good defensive backs also. Here's a look at the pressure. Wadsworth, 85. It's hit low both sides. Samari Roll does a nice job in the secondary on the coverage.
Put that quarterback on the ground if you can.
Wadsworth, one of the top defensive linemen in the country.
And that is thrown over the head of Billy Miller. Miller was kind of wobbled between 2 defenders and couldn't break loose, couldn't separate himself, and now Southern California is going to have to punt the ball away from the end zone at 5:31 remaining in the first half.
I like the 2 passes out of the end zone. You have a better chance of getting out of that area by throwing the ball than you do just running it into the line.
Wren's got to be careful not to step back out of the end zone. D. Feaster's waiting. They should get good field position out of this if he handles it. Low line drive. They'll get very good field position. Don't need to get fancy here. Just put it under your arm and run straight down the field, and that's what he does. First down, Florida State at the Southern California 24-yard line.
Thanks for the truck, Dad.
What'd you do?
Not much.
Where'd you go?
Kurt's.
You still talking about moving that old barn?
No.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Had a scratch?
Nope.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
The Pacific 10 Conference.
Its academic and athletic excellence are as great as the area it encompasses. Stretching from the state of Washington in the northwest to Arizona in the southwest. Unparalleled in athletic success, the Pac-10 has won more NCAA championships than any other conference. The 10 members have been providing the best in quality higher education for more than a century. The Pac-10, the Conference of Champions.
It's people who like tomorrow more than yesterday. People who like hard questions better than easy answers. People connecting arts with engineering, physics with philosophy. People who dream in 100 languages. It's in the middle of a city that's the test pattern for the future, at the heart of a new world called the Pacific Rim. It's a place that works like the next century is already here. Good place to be if you're going that way.
Well, the Florida State defense did its job. They gave the ball back to the offense, first down at the Southern California 24-yard line. You got Green and Warwick, the wideouts to the bottom of the picture, and Coles up at the top. You got Feaster lined up behind Busby, and Busby to throw it. Gets it away. It's intercepted. Picked off by Chad Morton as the receiver. E.G. Green fell down, and the Trojans get it back. Here's Swinney.
One of the big matchups that USC wanted was to have Chad Morton in defensive coverage over E.G. Green when he came into the slot. Florida State likes to line him up in the middle to try and get him on a safety, and Chad Morton is the best man-for-man safety and coverage that USC has. They were looking for this matchup. They got what they wanted, Keith.
They got lucky. Green fell down.
Well, they had 11 guys up at the line of scrimmage. They were coming on a blitz. That was man-to-man coverage in the secondary. Just when an offense won, the defense won that skirmish.
Fox checked off, didn't get what he was looking for, and calls timeout. So time remaining 5:03. We're in a 7-7 tie.
Everyone wants color that keeps up with the pace of business. The Xerox DocuColor 40 prints or copies 40 color pages in just 60 seconds. It's an idea a lot of people have been waiting for. The Document Company, Xerox.
Green Bay is a small town. When someone leaves here, it means something. It means the entire community has been diminished. It means an acquaintance, a neighbor, a friend has left your life forever. Most importantly, it means there's now some extra seats available. For Sunday's game.
Well, it's awfully tough to get tickets from the Super Bowl champs. It's absolutely impossible with American Express. So bring your Visa card.
Go, Packers.
The official card of the NFL.
It's freezing. It's quiet. But you get used to it. You grow to love it.
Snowfox 2-1. This is Snowfox Base.
This is Snowfox 2-1. Then a storm comes up. And I'm the one who's got to get us out of here. And I remember who gave me courage. This is for them. For my mom and dad, who never missed a game. For Drill Sergeant McCardle, who showed me what it takes to be a leader.
Visual contact, Sergeant.
And for myself, who became one.
Now we're ready to play some football in the closing minutes of the first half. A 7-7 tie, first down for Southern California. The ball at their own 29-yard line, and Big Andre is waiting. John Fox gives the ball to DeLon Washington. He cannot get away from Cowart inside. Sam Cowart locked him. And he gets a couple of yards, and that's it. Next week, America's biggest road show. We go to Ann Arbor, Michigan at noon Eastern with number 7 Colorado and number 14 Michigan. Colorado won today. Michigan did not play yet. Then we'll have live regional action following. Some of you will see Notre Dame and Purdue. Others include UCLA, Texas, Maryland, Florida State. Check your local listings and the games available from your cable operator. Fox gets his pass away. It's over the head of everybody. Now you get a penalty flag. Soward was boxed in by two defenders, and he was screaming for help from one of the officials, and apparently one of them called it.
Well, if you check his shoulder, his jersey on his shoulder pad, the jersey was pulled off of his shoulder, so somebody was pulling at him.
And one of the Trojans is down on the field. Here's the penalty.
Holding, defense, the pass across the line of scrimmage, 10 yards from the previous spot, automatic first down.
Not interference, it was holding, so it's 10 yards and an automatic first down.
It's number 81. That's Antoine Harris, the freshman tight end. And the first freshman anybody can find in the history books at Southern California who ever started a game at tight end. They go back 50 years, and then the records poop out.
They go back to the Warriors, and that's it.
So the penalty puts the football exactly on the 40-yard line, where it's a first down for the Trojans, and Marvin Powell III has come in at the tight end. Yep, that Marvin Powell. And the handoff is inside again, and the Trojan running game has not done much yet. Number 53 was the defender on the play for the Seminoles. That's big Corey Simon, 6'4", 275, a sophomore from Pompano Beach. Second down and 8. 5-man front. Pressure coming. Fox steps up, has time, gets his pass off, and it is incomplete. It was intended for Bastianelli. Mike Bastianelli, a junior from Concord, California, running under the ball, couldn't run it down. Toronto Cody defending. Time remaining, 3:46.
Take a look at the pressure. Wadsworth coming around the outside. Coward got in there also. Here comes look at number 1. Sam Coward.
He used to wear 56.
Yeah. Changed his number, says he wants to be the best linebacker in the country. To be number 1.
Fox fairly mobile, pulls it down. And they throw him out of bounds at around the 47-yard line. It's Coward again, very quick. Hard to get away from him, 239 pounds. So John Fox is fairly mobile and a pretty good sized fella at that. 6'4", 205. Right now, the Trojan kicking team has to come on and punt the ball away. As time winds down at 3:38, looks like they finally got the game clock working now. So it's Warwick going back under the punt. Jim Wren now with his 6th punt of the ball game. Bad kick, spinner going down the sidelines, takes a bounce. Look out, there's room over here, and Warwick comes back across the 30 to the 31. This week we take a look back to September 1994 as Smith Barney remembers. With 6 ticks remaining on the clock, Cordell Stewart and the Colorado Buffaloes trail Michigan 26-21. And then this. Let's it go. He's got 3 people down there. The ball's up in the air. Caught. Touchdown. Caught by Westbrook for a touchdown.
People in Ann Arbor just got stomach ache. You know, the game, the game last year in Colorado ended almost the same way, but it was incomplete. And Michigan won the one out in in Boulder.
Lloyd Carr just went to the cupboard to get something to soothe his stomach. 36-yard line now after that carry. 2nd down and 5. There's no reason to think, not to think that the Michigan-Colorado game this year is going to be just like
sure. Two very good ball clubs.
Right. Busby pitches that ball back. And look out. It's Feaster. Finally caught from behind. Rashard Cook ran him down, but for a moment, D. Feaster was on his way. Only the angle by Cook kept him from scoring, and he'll come out of there now and get a breather.
Behind the defense, Feaster is here. It's just going to be a short little pitch. No really great blocks here. The tight end does a nice job. Pearso 81 really hooked his man. But Glenn 31 just kind of looked at his man.
And here is Travis Minor in the backfield, Bob, the celebrated true freshman from Catholic High in Baton Rouge. He's the one they say that looks and plays like Warwick Dunn. Came from the same high school, and his first carry in combat is not bad. He picked up about 5 yards.
Yep.
Travis Minor is a true freshman, 6'1" and 190.
I was talking to Mickey Andrews the other day, Keith, about all these freshmen. He says that, you know, as freshmen are going to play. Yeah, he says, but you know, it's tough. You never know what they're going to do. He says it's like training a dog. He says they can smell the bird, and if they find it, you don't know if they're going to bring it to you or not.
Well, they might have it for supper.
There's a lot of true freshmen out there. You don't know where they're going.
Now, Trojan stacked that one up pretty well. Maybe a yard. Conclusion of tonight's game, we'll select the Chevrolet most valuable player from each team. To date, Chevrolet awarding over $6.5 million to the scholarship funds of America's colleges and universities. Time running now at about 1:25 in the first half. A 7-7 tie, and Florida State now is in position where they could untie it if they have to with a field goal. Feaster is back into the lineup. Minor comes out at tailback. But he got his feet wet in the first half.
Southern Cal's up there. You got a lot of one-on-one situations.
Here's the sack. It's Claiborne right up the middle. Big old Chris Claiborne buried. Busby at the 31.
Southern California had all 11 defensive men up on the line of scrimmage. Claiborne 55, who started last year every game as a freshman. He's waiting on the outside receivers to get open because they're one-on-one, but credit the corners for having good coverage to allow Claiborne to get there.
Sebastian Janikowski is in for his field goal try from 46 yards. Penalty flag on the field. The kick is plenty good, but let's see about the flag. 46-yard kick was good. Penalty is against. Oh, my goodness. 12 Seminoles on the field. They take it away. Well, I can remember 2 bowl games being decided, one involving Penn State and Kansas, one involving Penn State and Alabama, where 12 men were on the field.
Yep. I think you kick it again, Keith. I mean, he had plenty of leg.
Yes. Well, he's kicked one half a dozen.
No, they went that 15 yards. That's unsportsmanlike conduct, I guess.
They back it up 15.
12 men on the field.
And Cottrell comes in to punt it.
Well, that's a big play there.
We may very well go to the clubhouse all even. So 2 many men on the field. Ball comes back near midfield. Cottrell kicks it high, trying to kill it deep. He's got a good punt here. The ball, however, takes a bounding bounce into the end zone and will come out to the 20 for a first down for the Trojans. Here's John.
All right, Keith, alongside Todd Blackledge, and coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97. For Florida State, the plan is simple. The 4 teams in front of them have already won today.
Yeah, Tennessee, Florida, Penn State, Washington, all won. So they've got a tough Trojan team on their hands right now, but they've got the pressure on as well.
All right, we will see you at halftime with all the day's scores and highlights coming up on Valvoline Halftime 97. Right now, let's get back to Keith.
Trojans come out looking for all the world like they're going to take a knee and go to the clubhouse even. And that's exactly what they do. And so the first half is done, a 7-7 tie, and I got to believe that John Robinson is feeling pretty good about that.
He's got to be happy the way his team hung in there with Bowden's group.
And so we are at halftime at the Coliseum in Los Angeles, 7-7 between Florida State and Southern California.
The film you put in a camcorder, where do you get that developed?
All right, first I want to hook up my VCR to my TV.
I'm looking for a washing machine that can handle my delicates.
Then I want to hook up my TV to my stereo.
Trilingual on-screen display?
Then I want to hook up my VCR, my TV, my stereo to a satellite dish.
I can't even understand the English on-screen display.
But the satellite dish is on my neighbor's roof.
Circuit City, experts in every department, low prices all over the store.
If you're on the go, then go call Thrifty Car Rental at 1-800-4CARS. Thrifty has great rates on even greater transportation. So call us 24 hours a day at one easy number. And check out this number. Only $29.95 a day for a compact car, but only for a limited time and only from Thrifty. Call now at 1-800-4CARS or call your professional travel agent. It's quick, it's easy, and best of all, it's Thrifty.
There is nothing like being a winner. Hey, you don't want to just beat them. You want to beat them big. It's time to show them what you're really made of. You've got to make them pay the price. Hey, give the fans what they came for.
Chevy Blazer with the exclusive driver control system. A little security in an insecure world.
Hey, Annie. Hi.
Love the hat.
I need it. My hair's a disaster. Look at my dandruff. That's easy to take care of with the right shampoo. Here.
With regular shampoo, flakes can keep coming back, but Head & Shoulders helps eliminate dandruff and helps stop flakes before they even start. You may never see flakes again. And your hair?
My hair looks great. Thanks. Don't forget your hat. Who needs it?
Head & Shoulders changes dandruff problems into beautiful hair.
Valvoline Halftime 97, brought to you by Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline. From our New York studios, John Saunders and Todd Blackledge.
And 7-7 is your halftime score. Nothing decided as of yet. The second half of the so-called doubleheader in the Los Angeles area. Earlier today here on ABC, UCLA hosting Tennessee. And a great first half for Peyton Manning. Here he hooks up with Jermaine Copeland, 24 yards. They got a 2-point conversion as well. It was 17-0. It looked like they would roll, but some problems in the second half. And Cade McNown had UCLA right back in it. But Skip Hicks is hit by Leonard Little. He recovers, and that kind of seals the victory for Tennessee. Bob Toledo's squad nearly had it. For Tennessee, it looks like they thought they had the game won in the first half.
Yeah, they got a little complacent there in the second half offensively, but some big plays by the defense. Leonard Little, a great defensive player. Peyton Manning, what were his numbers? He had the big game last week. Another solid performance, 28-49, 341 yards and 2 touchdowns. But on the other side, Cade McNown had an equally impressive day, 400 yards passing and a touchdown in a furious UCLA comeback.
The game between Washington and BYU, the significance here, BYU hadn't lost since Washington beat them last year, 12 straight games, but too much for Sean Sheehy. 76 yards on this run, gets it inside the 3-yard line, sets up Maurice Shaw with a 3-yard touchdown run, and Washington simply rolled in this game. Sheehy, 171 yards on the ground.
Yeah, big game for him on only 12 carries. You see 14.2 yards per carry, but defensively they held BYU to 2 yards rushing on 25 attempts. That's less than 3 inches every time they tried to run the football.
Not going to win too many football games with that. Colorado State and Colorado, this one wound up being a great one, especially in the first half. And you can see Colorado concerned. John Hessler, though, to Phil Savoy, 43 yards. Colorado built a 2-touchdown lead after trailing at halftime. They wind up winning this one by 10. An important game because they have to face Michigan coming up on ABC.
Yeah, really a gutsy win for him. Moses Moreno, 3 touchdown passes for Colorado State. Now, you know, there's been so much talk this offseason about the WAC and do they deserve the respect as the other major conferences. Respect is not going to be earned on a Senate committee floor. It's not going to be earned in a courtroom. True respect is going to be won on the football field, and the WAC winning some significant games against big teams from other conferences. Today was a great opportunity for the WAC, but they didn't get it done. BYU lost to number 4 Washington. Colorado State lost to number 7 Colorado. San Jose State lost to Stanford, and UTEP is trailing LSU right now. In other games against non-ranked opponents from other conferences, you can see Wyoming won against a team that has not won a road game in 2 years. Utah beat Louisville. TCU lost to Kansas. SMU lost to Ole Miss. And New Mexico is leading New Mexico State, not a team from a major conference. The bottom line, John, is if the WAC wants respect, the only way to get that is to win some significant games on the field. Moral victories don't earn respect. They have to beat some of these teams.
Yeah, last year BYU having that role doesn't stand up if they can't win these games. All right, Central Michigan against Florida. You want to talk about a mismatch? Well, Doug Johnson had 7 touchdown passes in the first half of this game, tying an NCAA record. This one to Terry Jackson, 51 yards, as Florida came out, as you might expect, after last week's performance.
Well, you could see this coming. Steve Spurrier was getting on his team because they were ranked last in the SEC in total offense. Not anymore. 708 yards of total offense today for Doug Johnson. He only played a half, 18 of 27, 310 yards, and that NCAA record, 7 touchdown passes in the first half.
Big game for Florida. Now, we talk about some of the great rivalries in college football. One is being renewed as Pitt is now facing Penn State again. And let's take you back here to November 28, 1981. A young Todd Blackledge scrambles for the touchdown. Now, this would be a penalty now. You took your helmet off. I don't care. Excessive celebration, clearly. Throw the flag on that one. Okay, so Pitt is playing Penn State once again, although it is not much of a rivalry lately, and one of the reasons why Penn State just rolling in this one. Joe Paterno, 11 wins away from 300. Mike McQuarrie had a great day, hitting Joe Jaravicius here. 14 yards on the touchdown pass. Penn State started slowly, but they win it 34-17 is the final here. McQuarrie, as I mentioned, a great day.
Well, Penn State hoped for a good start for Mike McQuarrie in his first start. They got a great one. He set a school record with 366 yards, a new school record. Not bad for the 5th-year senior.
Whose record was that he broke?
That was my last one I had.
We got you scrambling. We got the helmet off. We got records going. Not a great day. And the kicker's got your number this year. Notre Dame wins this one, but they struggled throughout. 17-13. They squeak Bob Davies' opener for a victory.
Yeah, they were lucky. And, you know, there was so much talk about Ron Paulus, new offense, new system, more passing game. He's happier. Same kind of numbers, though. You can see 217 yards, 0 touchdowns, and both interceptions in the 4th quarter. Notre Dame was lucky to win this football game.
Very lucky to pull it out. A catch that kept the drive alive that may not have been a catch. North Carolina, they just wanted to play football because everybody's been talking about the Tar Heels. They finally get on the field and get the win, but a closer game than they might have thought.
Yeah, but Mack Brown loves what happened today because, number 1, they got the win, and number 2, he could go in that locker room right after the game and say, hey, look, this isn't going to get it done. Just because we've got a lot of hype and a lot of high rankings, we can't just go on the field and expect people to roll over. Next week when Stanford comes to town, they better play better.
Yeah, 12 of their last 14 opponents, though, under 14 points for that defense. Rutgers against Texas. We mentioned UCLA lost today to Tennessee. Well, next they've got Texas. They could be looking at 0-3. Texas rolling over Rutgers right now, 41-7. James Brown is out for the game with an ankle injury. Ricky Williams with 3 touchdowns in the game. UTEP against LSU, one of those WAC teams Todd was talking about. LSU rolling 28-0. Kevin Falk has 3 touchdowns. Stick around. There's more to come on Valvoline Halftime 97. Right now at halftime, it's all tied up at 7 apiece.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Isn't that a pretty sight?
So how many miles? 50?
90.
90?
90,000 miles. Shoot, that's just getting broke in for a Chevy.
Is that a scratch?
Scratches give character.
The best long-term quality of any full-size pickup belongs to Chevy.
Women like character.
Chevy, the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road.
Whew, what'd you step in?
I fell off my bike. I tried to buy a baseball. I tripped over a rock.
And welcome back to Valvoline Halftime 97. John Saunders, Todd Blackledge. Let's continue with scores and highlights. We begin with Stanford. You mentioned that they're on the road next week. 28-12. They knock off San Jose State. Chad Hutchison, 18 of 36, 302 yards and a touchdown as well.
Yeah, and for Stanford, their 6th straight win. They're tied with Penn State for the most in the nation right now.
Northern Iowa, well, they showed up for the game, but they couldn't come across. 66-0. Matt Sherman, 3 touchdown passes. Tavian Banks, 203 yards rushing. 2 touchdowns on the ground and 1 through the air. Appalachian State loses to Clemson, although this one was one you liked Clemson coming into this season. Didn't look good in this one.
Yeah, I like him. Nalon Green, a new offensive system, 250 yards. Raymond Priester, though, that's their big guy running the football.
Mike Bishop, 4 touchdown passes and a touchdown run at halftime. 42-7, Kansas State over Northern Illinois. Northwestern and Wake Forest. Remember last year, Wake Forest pulled off the upset. Could they do it 2 years in a row? Brian Kuklik to Jamie Dees, 12 yards on that touchdown. After that, they did not surrender the lead. And again, Northwestern goes to Wake and comes up flat.
Big game by Brian Kuklik, but really hats off to the Wake Forest defense. They held Northwestern's running game to 63 yards. That's an impressive performance.
Eddie Robinson's final go-round, not starting very well, loses to Alcorn State 44-20. Estes Sands, 3 touchdown runs. Syracuse loses again in a tight one to Oklahoma. Damon Parker had an outstanding game, but it was a field goal that did not go through. It actually was blocked by Oklahoma, and that cost them the game.
Yeah, Oklahoma, 2 blocked punts today and a blocked field goal. The special teams had been an Achilles heel. Damon Parker trying to become the first back since Billy Sims to go back-to-back 1,000 yards for Oklahoma.
Purdue has to face Notre Dame next week. And in Joe Tiller's debut, not looking very strong, Toledo is clobbering them 30-14. The score, Toledo with 24 unanswered points. Big day tomorrow on ABC Sports. We have soccer and gymnastics. We have 2 reports, beginning with Robin Roberts.
John, Lausanne, Switzerland is home to the Olympic movement. And this week, the stars of one of its marquee sports have gathered to battle once again for supremacy. The U.S. women's gymnastics team scaled the mountain a year ago, capturing gold at the Olympic Games. Now it's time to start anew. And the youngest member of the Magnificent Seven, Dominique Moceanu, will lead the Americans at the World Gymnastics Championships. We'll begin our exclusive coverage tomorrow afternoon with the women's team final at 1:30 Eastern Time. Then in prime time at 7 p.m. Eastern, the women will fight for the highest honor in the sport in the all-around final. We'll see you tomorrow. Now let's go to Bob Lee.
Robin, this U.S. national team has tomorrow what is virtually a must-win game in World Cup qualification. The USA against Costa Rica, a match the USA needs to stay on track towards qualifying for France in World Cup '98. In this game tomorrow, returning to the U.S. lineup for the first time in nearly 10 months, Tab Ramos, the incredibly gifted midfielder. Tension and drama right up to game time whether Eric Ronaldo will be in the U.S. lineup. He is the all-time U.S. scorer. Our coverage on ABC Sports begins at 3:30 Eastern Time. Now back to New York and John Saunders. John?
All right, Bob, thanks a lot. Some surprising scores here. Central Florida leading South Carolina, Ohio over Maryland, and Southern Miss shutting out Illinois in the 4th quarter. Stick around. There's more to come. We're tied up at 7 apiece with the second half still to come.
Presenting the Valvoline Big Play Rebate and Sweepstakes. Save $4 on a case of Valvoline Motor Oil, and you could win one of 6 Mark Martin signature Ford Thunderbirds. Here comes Mark now. He's up and right on the money. Valvoline, the #1 choice of top mechanics.
Each morning, she heads for the desert's poorest communities with food, clothing, and badly needed appliances. Despite her own battles with cancer and palsy, Florence Denome, the angel of the desert, has dedicated her life to showing us the wealth to be gained through giving. State Farm salutes life heroes because State Farm understands life.
Some of the most admired cars are owned by the guys who know cars best. ASC certified master mechanics. And the #1 brand of motor oil top mechanics used is Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Valvoline Halftime 97, brought to you by Valvoline, the #1 choice of America's top mechanics. People who know use Valvoline.
The Montana Grizzlies visiting the Delaware Blue Hens in a classic 1AA matchup. The Blue Hen safety, he cuts across. He's got an interception. He's at the 40, the 45, the 50, the 47, 45, and 5/8, and 3/16, and 2/27. Okay, TV timeout.
Do not adjust your TV. You're not seeing double. 2020 is coming to Thursday, too. Hugh Downs, Barbara Walters. 2020 Thursday premieres this week on ABC.
Hi, I'm Kevin Nealon, and I play Ted Hiller.
And I'm Richard Lewis, and I play Neil Diller.
Neil is my writing partner. I'm the funny one, as well as my best friend, moron. You can see us on Tuesday nights at 9:30, 8:30 Central. Watch it. Hiller and Diller. It's a pretty good show, Emmy.
You know, I know you're doing something, but I can't figure out what it is.
Kevin Nealon and Richard Lewis together for the first time in Hiller and Diller, 2 weeks from Tuesday.
Welcome back. Second half is straight ahead, but it's time now to introduce the Burger King Scholar Athlete of the Week Award. During the 97 season, Burger King Corporation and its National Franchise Association will donate $1 million to the general scholarship funds of recipient colleges and universities. This week's features is Peyton Manning of the University of Tennessee. Manning, who many consider a front-runner for the Heisman Trophy, excels in the classroom as well. A speech communications major, Manning had a GPA of 3.56. Many wondered why he didn't go to the NFL.
People ask me, well, you've already graduated with your undergrad degree. Why would you come back to college? Well, you can always grow as a person. You can always mature, and I'm going into grad school, and I'm just trying to learn as much as I can, whether it's about football or about life or about, sports administration. Maybe I'll be my own agent someday. We'll never know.
Congratulations to Peyton Manning. ABC's college football coverage is online live with an all-new look featuring real-time play-by-play action on America Online. Keyword ABC Sports. ABC's presentation of college football will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations.
I thought you were starting to go gray.
I was, but I never did.
So what happened, a miracle?
You can't tell?
Tell what?
I use Just for Men.
That's hair color?
Even your barber can't tell you use the hair coloring called Just for Men. Just for Men has a unique shampoo-in formula that blends away gray. Apply, then rinse in just 5 easy minutes, and it matches your gray to your natural color.
I never would have guessed.
Just for Men. So natural, even your barber can't tell.
If you ever take your Pontiac Sunfire driving through some famous expressionist painting, hey, it'll fit right in. Because it looks like a work of art, right? And it drives like a real screamer. Pontiac Sunfire, driving excitement for around $13.5.
20 years, there'll be no cars, no money, and sex will be with machines.
So, in other words, for you, almost nothing will change.
Greg's pants. He's not in them right now.
2 weeks from Wednesday, it's Spin City. Dharma and Greg, Drew Carey, and Ellen. If it's a good time you're looking for, check out ABC Wednesdays.
Before you do this, you got to have this and this and this. Before you dial this, You got to have this, 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 and this, and this. Before you drive, or you ride, or you float, or you fly, somebody's got to make this and this and this. And you cannot make this or this or this until you have this, 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 and this. You gotta have a lot of these, or you can't have this. And if you want to have these, you want to have this and this and this.
No matter where you are, anywhere in the world, you are never very far from a Siemens product.
So if what you need is this, 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 or this, or this,
We are Siemens.
we can do that.
Santa doesn't have to come just on Christmas Eve. He comes year-round at Mitch Smith Chevrolet Geo in Coleman. If you've been good, then why not treat yourself to a newer used car or truck from Mitch Smith Chevrolet? Santa knows that Mitch Smith is the pricing leader for all of North Alabama, with no dock fees, no hidden charges, just rock-bottom prices. Trade in your old slate for a brand-new 97 S10 pickup LS for just $10,770. Just add tax and title. Have a Merry Christmas all year round from your friends at Mitch Smith Chevrolet Geo.
Brenda LaDunn fights for your consumer rights in Fighting for You. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays during the 6 o'clock news on Alabama's ABC 3340.
I'm Josh Thomas, and you're watching Alabama's ABC 3340.
Halftime score at the Los Angeles Coliseum: Florida State 7, Southern California 7. First meeting ever for these two football powerhouses, and so far it's been plenty entertaining. Reflect low, but nonetheless it's pretty exciting stuff.
Well, it hasn't been pretty for USC. Only 44 yards in total offense. They had a turnover. In fact, both teams, Florida State's had 2 turnovers and a punt block, which led to the only score for the Trojans. And the Trojans' 1 turnover led to the score for the Seminoles. So really, 7-7 at halftime. Both scores have come off of mistakes by the other team.
But for Southern California to be even at 7 with Florida State at halftime, I'm pretty sure John Robinson's satisfied.
No question that they got a big moral boost by going in at halftime being tied. They should have been down 10-7, but because Bowden's team had 12 guys on the field on that made field goal, that took those points off.
Florida State will kick off. Southern California will possess the ball to start the second half with McCutcheon and Sauer deep. Janikowski hits it, and it's a yard in the end zone for McCutcheon. From behind, tripped up, and goes down on the 15-yard line. And here's Lynn Swanson.
Thank you, Keith. I talked to John Robinson as he went up to tell him. He said his defense, he feels, has been playing outstanding. Well, on offense, he wants to make something happen. He said he wanted to make sure that Fox didn't have the bad first half. No INTs, not a lot of sacks. Now he wants him to open it up. Now, Bobby Bowden said he believes the reason why it was a tie is because of Florida State, not because of USC. He intends to correct that in the second half, Keith.
All right, the Trojans come out with a running play to start the second half, and DeLon Washington will not get much more than a yard on that carry. He's been pretty quiet because he simply hasn't had any place to run.
Well, he's 11 carries for 12 yards, and I think John Robinson will continue to play it close to the vest as long as he's in this ball game. He's trying to protect the quarterback who came in with only 2 passes and 1 interception in his career. This kid was 6th on the depth chart last year at this time, John Fox.
Fox rolls it, throws it, tight end Harris. Big Antoine Harris will pick up a first down up at the 32-yard line. 6'4", 220, a freshman from Los Angeles.
It's a nice play by Fox and by the true freshman Harris. A little fake and a bootleg. A lot of teams are running this. You get the quarterback outside the pocket. It's an easy throw, a clear throw. You just see the guy and you don't have to read nothing. You say, if he's open, I throw it to him.
I like that big old tight end just dropping his shoulder and going for 3 more yards.
You like any tight end.
Fox quickly. Ball is caught by Soward. He gets loose in the secondary. Look out. He's down at the 40-yard line on a ringing tackle by Shevin Smith.
Hugh Jackson, the offensive coordinator, when he came down from Cal, he liked to use a lot of different formations. This formation, no backs in the backfield. It's a wide receiver screen. This kid's got speed and big playability all day long.
It's 2nd down and 2 from the 40. And Malifo McKenzie is in the backfield, 210-pounder. He's got the ball. He slams into the line of scrimmage at the 40. He's taken down by Lamont Green, who will have none of it. McKenzie, 210-pound freshman from Mission Viejo, runs into the 230-pound junior and stopped.
Take a look at the first half possessions for USC. Look at the play chart. Look down the plays. 3 plays and out, at least on every one except the one time they got the ball on the Florida State 30. That was following the block punt. They went in and scored.
It's Soward spinning and getting the first down. All the people had moved up to the line of scrimmage, including the single back McKenzie. Fox rolled it out and dropped it into Soward for the first down at the 45. Just beginning the second half of play in a 7-7 tie. Florida State lost a field goal to a 12 men on the field call in the closing seconds of the first half. First down, Trojan. McKenzie has some speed, got fresh legs, but can't get around the corner. No, indeed. Number 11, Dexter Jackson. The free safety stopped him.
Mickey Andrews likes this kid, Keith. He thinks he's going to be the next great defensive back at Florida State, Dexter Jackson.
Oh, Mickey, he's in the game, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. He is. He knows what's going on. He always has played a lot of players. He lost 14 of his top 22 defensive players from last year.
Fox steps away from Wadsworth, gets the pass off. Pass is complete to Bastianelli. And Mike Bastianelli comes up with a big play all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Samari Roll finally got him out of bounds. So Bastianelli comes up with a big play, the junior from Concord, California.
85 is Wadsworth going up against Bowens. Fox steps up inside of the defensive end right there and hangs on. Makes a nice play. That's not what you do in practice, but that was something that he just saw and he reacted and he made the play.
Timeout called by Florida State. The ball is at the Seminole 24-yard line. First down for the Trojans.
As a business traveler, you can choose from thousands of places to stay. But when it comes to renting a car, there's really only one place to go. National Car Rental. Because when you join National's Emerald Club, you can bypass the counter, choose your own car, and get on the road fast. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. National Car Rental.
You gotta have fire. Slapping, lapping, fancy flames, flicking chicken from every side until marinated bird and garlic and lime has turned from good into sublime. Oh, what has Chili's thus created? Why, it's margarita grilled chicken consummated, served horizontally, grill marks up on a tostada with a lot of what your mouth waters for. That rib stick and margarita grilled chicken, 'cause Chili's grills like no place else.
race commemorates Sir Whitmore's ill-fated expedition to the North Pole. He was told he would have better grip with wide snowshoes, but he insisted on thin. He learned a hard lesson. Wider is better.
Presenting the new Wide Track Grand Prix Sports Sedan. Its wheels are set wide for better grip to make tracks in any weather.
The spirit still calls.
The new Wide Track Grand Prix by Pontiac. Wider is better.
Budweiser.
I can't believe they went with the frogs.
Louis.
Our audition was flawless.
Louis.
We did the look. Huh? We did the tongue thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Louis, frogs sell beer. That's it, man. #1 rule of marketing.
The Budweiser Lizards. We could have been huge.
Hey, there'll be other auditions.
Oh, yeah, for what? This was Budweiser, buddy.
know.
This was big. Those frogs are gonna pay.
Let it go, Louis. Let it go.
If you think men just don't get it, or women don't understand, you can't miss this. Join us for Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus, Sunday night.
There are the vital stats of the ball game at this point. Southern California with the first down. Florida State 24-yard line. Sherman's and McKenzie. It's McKenzie working through the traffic. Will get a yard on the carry. John Fox in this possession is 4 of 4 for 54 yards. In the first half, the young sophomore was 3 of 11 for 30. So he's growing as we speak.
Kind of settled down, went in halftime. JR talked to him and said, that's exactly what we wanted. We're in the ball game. This ain't so hard. You played against an outstanding defensive team in FSU. Let's go out and do something.
2nd and 9. Double wide, top of the picture. Looking that way. Pressure coming, and they eat him up. Sam Cowart, #1. On the bottom of the pile is number 56. That would be Roland Seymour. Corey Simon played a lot in the ball game.
Go ahead and start this play. Let's go down and start it. And he's looking back. Now, right now, what? Stop it. Look at everybody. Nobody's open. Nobody's open. He got nobody to throw to. That is why he got sacked. He got a lot of people in his face real quickly. He wanted to throw to his left, and nobody was open. Just 8.
3rd down and 16. Coming again. The pass down the middle, and it is incomplete. Close. Bastianelli couldn't reach it. Saunders was in the way. And there was a falling wall coming toward John Fox.
Exactly. If he could have waited a little longer, Keith, his receiver may have gotten there. But he had to throw it quicker. Here's a tight end, Harris, blocking Wadsworth. That's a mismatch right there. A freshman tight end blocking one of the best defensive linemen in the country.
Oh, actually, he did pretty well. Huh? He did. Not bad. It is 4th down, and they'll go. A 7-7 tie.
Too long for a field goal, so why not go for it?
Whistles stopping the play.
Snap. Timeout. USC.
Soward called the time, it looked like. I thought I saw him indicate time, and I don't know that John Robinson really understands what he did. But we'll take it.
If you ever end up in some Ben Hur movie, in your new '97 Pontiac Sunfire GT, with its powerful twin-cam engine, well, you'll be glad you have a quick-handling sports suspension. And, of course, 150 horses. The new 1997 Pontiac Sunfire GT. Finally, a real set of wheels you can really afford.
Greg Lambert isn't too worried about how to invest for Zach's college education. That's because he works with a broker from Dean Witter. Together, they developed a long-term investment plan to help take Zach wherever he wants to go.
Clients feel most comfortable with our ability to see things from their perspective.
Now, when Craig looks into his son's eyes, he can see the future and smile. Dean Witter.
We measure success one investor at a time.
USC bench, which is on the sideline, over here on the sideline, they're hollering. USC bench is over here. He's hollering, get on the ball, get on the ball. Now watch him as they'll move up. Now Soward over here on this side, he sees there's too many guys on the line of scrimmage. He calls for the timeout.
Smart. Go on 4th down. Here's the play down. It is picked off by Florida State's Troy Saunders. The would-be receiver got tangled up and fell down, and Saunders didn't have anybody to beat for the catch. And the Seminoles take over.
Tries to hit Soward in the middle of the field. Soward falls down from behind the defense. It's a nice interception. He never was down.
Nope. It'll be on the 18-yard line for Florida State. First down for the Noles in a 7-7 tie. 3rd quarter, 9:46 to play. Storming in to lead the defensive charge, and they take him back at the 5. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by the Pontiac Grand Am. Built for kicks, built for keeps, and just for men. Blends away gray in 5 minutes.
Claiborne was the leading tackler for the Trojans in the first half. He had 6 tackles and 2 quarterback sacks. And that was just a tackle for a loss behind the line of scrimmage, a big loss.
Loss of 13 yards. They go back to Feaster. And he'll pick up a couple on that carry, get it out to about the 7 or maybe the 8. And it'll be 3rd and long. And again, it's Claiborne making a tackle. Now, he started as a linebacker, as a freshman.
He started as a true freshman and started every game, Keith.
Yep.
And they think he is really going to be something special. Keith Burns, the defensive coordinator, telling me yesterday that this young man is going to be outstanding.
Going to be?
He is. He's just bright and talented. He just all kinds of potential. The upside on him is just limitless.
Busby at the goal line. Lets it go. Incomplete. Chad Morton coming across for coverage on Peter Warwick. And so Florida State now will punt it away as the crowd cheers the home defense.
Warwick actually has his man beat, but I think this ball is tipped much from the right side. I think that's a Perry again. Look at Warwick. He's got his man beat, but the ball is short and to the inside. Perry may have saved a touchdown there.
Cottrell out of the end zone, just barely roots it out. It comes up to Morton at the 44, and he'll go down at the 43. So he could not break loose, and here you've got a penalty flag. So hold it. Linesman came running onto the field and threw the flag after the ball was dead. Let's find out about the penalty from Jim Springer.
After the play, good ball, personal foul on the return team, 15-yard penalty, 1st and 10.
So a mistake for the Trojans. Next week, America's biggest road show goes to Ann Arbor. That's at noon Eastern. You got Colorado and Michigan. Enough said. It'll be a good one. They will be followed by regional action beginning at 3:30 Eastern. Notre Dame and Purdue, UCLA, Texas, Maryland, Florida State. Check local listings on your ABC station and the games available from your cable operator.
Colorado had a good ball game today. Just got by Colorado State.
Yep. Sonny Lubick thinks his Rams are pretty good this year.
Sonny's done a nice job.
They got handled a bit with the Buffaloes, but then the Buffaloes are going to handle a lot of folks.
Yes, they are.
Fox back quickly, throwing a little quicker. Goes to Rodney Sermons, and he's taken down after a 3-yard pickup. Dexter Jackson, another tackle. These people in the secondary for Florida State, they're pretty good-sized people. 95, 91, 200. Toronto Cody is 180. Samari Roll 175. But that's a pretty good-sized secondary.
This defense, a lot of these players are new, Keith, but they're strong enough to slow down USC so far.
Washington trying to find some daylight. There just isn't any. It's like running into a big dark hole when you go into that line of scrimmage.
The Trojans have all 5 of their offensive linemen back from last year. And DeLon Washington, the run. The thing about USC last year is they could not run the football. The proud tradition of USC running the ball, they were 90th in the nation last year rushing the football. 114 yards per game. A long time since they rushed for that low.
3rd and 7. Be 3rd and 12 after they burn the clock. Play late coming in, apparently, and they just didn't get it off. The ball comes back to the 40 on the Trojan side of the field. They've got to go inside the Seminole 48 for a first down. Time remaining, 3rd quarter, 6:25. Loses 5, back to the 35. It was Wadsworth and Smith.
You look at Wadsworth, 85 on Bowens, just runs around him. Looks like the guard wanted to come out and help. Was that the 2nd sack for Wadsworth tonight? He's learning a new position. He was a defensive tackle, played inside last year over the guard and center. Now he's moved outside. Looks like he's doing pretty well.
He's a load. And here's the punt by Wren. Peter Warwick waiting for it, takes it, still on his feet. Penalty flag. Warwick still going. Look out. He may go all the way. He's going to gallop into the end zone, but remember, there's a flag back up here inside the 30-yard line, and it looks like that one's going to come back. Yep. Pretty hard when you've got that kind of breaking play not to have somebody push a little bit. And that's what happened.
Take a look, Keith. I think this is what it is. It's blocking the back right here. Dexter Jackson, number 11. Follow him down on Iacenda, number 46. Watch as he turns up right there. Right there.
Yep.
That's the block in the back.
Or as they called illegal use of hands today.
Well, you know, if he would have just shielded him off, if he wouldn't have hit him, you know, I don't think that Iacenda would have been able to get into the play anyway.
So they've lost a field goal on a penalty, and now they have lost a touchdown on a penalty.
Good point. And both of those, Keith, were on special teams.
Special teams.
And the other problem they had was a blocked punt on a special team. So all their problems have come on special teams. They gave up 7 blocked punt. They missed the 3-pointer on the field goal. And here.
5:26 to play in the third quarter, and we are still even.
Is that a new Big King?
No, it's a bag, Coach.
No, in the bag, son.
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, what's a smart kid like you doing sitting on the bench? Get in there and play quarterback.
Really?
Like taking candy from a baby.
The new Big King from Burger King, flame broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Coach said I could play halfback.
Men, is gray hair sneaking up on you, right under your nose, making you look too old?
Whoa, it is sneaking up on me. Up here, too.
You need Just for Men gel, made for the hard-to-color gray of mustaches and sideburns. Simply brush in this no-drip gel, and in 5 minutes, rinse. Gray's gone. Your mustache and sideburns blend perfectly with your natural hair color.
That gray won't sneak up on me again.
Just for Men gel, the sure thing for a natural look.
Even after 11 years, there are more Grand Ams still tearing along than any car in its class. So you can count on having a good time for a good, long time. Grand Am, built for kicks, built for keeps. Now a good time is a great value with 2.9% financing for up to 60 months or $1,500 cash back on any new Grand Am. But step on it, because even though a Grand Am lasts a long time, this offer won't. Grand Am, built for kicks, built for keeps. Drive it at your Pontiac dealer today.
We come back to the Coliseum in Los Angeles now as night starts to fall around us. The ball is at the 18-yard line. It is 1st and 10 for Florida State. Feaster is the deep back. And Busby throwing with a sore ankle. He's a little tender when he goes back to set, but he delivered that one with some velocity right into the arms of Jermaine Stringer and a first down. Moved the chains. Ball is put up on the 34-yard line of Florida State.
Keith, I go back to what we said at the opening. This is Thad Busby's team. There is no Warwick Dunn around. There is nobody at running back that can carry the load. The strength, the power, the big plays are out of the wide receiver position, and Busby needs to get the ball to him. They are putting the pressure on Thad this year to carry the load.
Throws again. Pass is complete to Melvin Pearsall, the tight end. So Pearsall finally gets to see the ball and hauls it in, and again moves the chain. Ball is put down just across midfield at the Southern California 49-yard line.
Same thing happened. Mark Richt there happened before Busby. When Danny Cannell was there. His second year, they asked him to do more, had a big year. Same way with Charlie Ward before Cannell. Second year he started, had a big year.
This is Feaster. Maybe a yard. A moment now with John Saunders.
Well, Keith, we'll take you back to the Florida Central Michigan game for a couple of reasons. One, Doug Johnson, 15 yards here with Jacquez Green. One of 7 touchdowns in the first half. That tied an NCAA record. Big day for quarterbacks. Cade McNown didn't get the win, but he threw for 400 yards. Mike McQuarrie breaks my partner's record for yardage in a game. Todd Blackledge's record is now off the books. Tim Couch in a loss, Peyton Manning in a win. Back to you, Keith.
And the quarterbacks are cranking up down here, too. As Busby goes to throw again. Penalty flag. Ball overthrown, incomplete. You may have a hold coming up here against Florida State. It is not hot. The factor of fatigue probably comes into play only in that it's the opening game of the season. It is a hold, and it's against Florida State. When that flag comes out of the umpire's pocket, you can almost take it to the bank. Here's Swanee.
Well, Keith, I was watching Chevin Smith, the defensive back for Florida State. He came off the field in that punt return for a touchdown that was called back. He's cramping up, so I talked to the trainer. He says the defensive unit especially has been on the field a very long time. What he says has to happen is to give them a little break because they're all starting to cramp up, is that the offense needs to have this ball and possess it, move down the field, because the defense needs a real big rest at the moment.
We've got a cool breeze up here, Swanee. Do you have none down there?
Yeah, well, there's a cool breeze, but there's a lot of humidity, and the first half took a lot out of both ball clubs. This has been a real tough physical ball game, and every player on the sideline seems to be very focused on trying to be as physical as possible. The fourth quarter in this ball game is going to be the critical quarter.
All right, call the mash unit. 14-yard penalty, second down and 24. Coming, gets it off, sets up a screen here, and the ball is taken by Feaster. And it's recovered by Kevin Long, the center, number 51.
It's the second time that Feaster has put the ball on the ground. He is not big, 5'9", about 180 pounds. It's a screen play, set up very nicely. That ball just comes out.
So it's third and very long. 21. Goes to the top of the picture. That would be E.G. Green and Peter Warwick territory. It's Warwick underneath who makes the catch. And it's well short of first down. And now the punting team, Keith Cottrell, comes on for Florida State.
42 is Brian Kelly. This was supposed to be a little hitch to the outside, a little wide receiver screen, and let him run for the first down. But that didn't happen.
Chad Morton is deep for Southern California. Low line drive kick. Morton can't get to it. Does on the bounce. Gets a block. And comes out to about the 23-yard line. You're talking about bump and run and the way that cornerbacks play their position. Well, we spent a little time with Mr. Brian Kelly the last couple of days, and he offers this brief clinic.
There's three different types of bump. First of all, you have the charge bump, where you get in your stance, try to get into the receiver early, like that. You also have to play off of them, sometimes give them ground, and make a good jam on them. Then you have the bail technique, where you're playing with the quarterback, trying to open up quick and get the fade, keeping the receiver in front of you.
So that's the way they do it. The pass is completed to Billy Miller, and Miller is knocked down by Lamont Green as he picks up about 5 or 6 yards on the catch.
Brian's been using all three of those techniques here tonight, and it's been mostly successful. 11 passes have been thrown his way.
And that's a lot.
It is a lot. And the other guy on the other side hasn't been thrown that much at all. The one thing you don't see there is the one interception that he had that was taken away by an offside penalty.
Ball is on the 28, second down, 5. This is Washington trying to get outside, and he does. And there's a penalty flag right in the middle of the line of scrimmage. So look out. Holding Trojans. So back it comes. So DeLon Washington not having a good August, September. He has his biggest run of the night called back by a penalty. His car was stolen about 3 weeks ago. An old clunker. Didn't amount to much, but he got him here and got him there, and suddenly it was gone. He's walking around shaking his head. He missed most of last year, half the season. Had a sore Achilles, so a bit of a tough start here in 97 for DeLon. A lot of folks are going to have a tough afternoon against this Florida State bunch. McKenzie is in the backfield right now, and here's the pass by Fox. Thrown to the sidelines and about 10 yards behind R.J. Sowers. The ball might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage by Bush. Somebody got a hand on it, looked like, slapped it away. A minute and 19 remaining.
Big Ken Bowen there, 74, has been battling Wadsworth all day.
He's a Floridian, too.
He's from Orlando. In fact, he was a big Seminole fan. He had the T-shirts and the caps, and he said he always wanted to go there, but they didn't recruit him. So once he came out here, he said, hey, I'm a Trojan.
This is Rodney Sermon with his biggest play of the night, and he'll move it up to the 29-yard line. And it'll be 4th down, and the Trojans are going to have to kick the ball away.
Jim Wren was the punter. Has been an outstanding punter, Keith. He's had some bad punts here this afternoon. I think he's trying to kick it away from these Florida State return men.
This is his 8th punt tonight, so he's earned his supper. And that's not a very good one. It's a low line drive, and it goes on down the field, turns into a good one with the roll, because it was kicked so low and so quickly that no one had a chance to get over to it. And so he gets a slap on the back for a 53-yarder that rolls a lot. Thursday night on ESPN, Alabama and Vanderbilt. Mike Dubose and Woody Wittenhofer matching wits. Coverage begins on ESPN with a weekend kickoff show at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. Old Woody got the Commodores. Mike Dubose at Alabama, succeeding Gene Stallings.
You know, I think Mike's going to do a good job down there at Alabama. He's a good guy.
Busby back quickly looking, throws into the middle, and that's that same kind of stuff that worked for them in the first half. Lavernius Coles and Peter Warwick, they just run that slant stuff inside there, and bingo.
Busby is just a hair off, Keith. That ball was thrown a little behind him. You're exactly right. The same stuff that worked the first half, that was the same thing. The slant pattern, this time a little behind the receiver.
Ball is on the 18-yard line. 2nd down and 10. We have something that is revealing on Thad Busby here in a moment. As we get a chance, we'll play it for you. May have had something to do with that last pass. This one is sharp and on the numbers and completed to Warwick. And this is a conversation we taped a moment ago between Mark Richt and Thad Busby.
Yeah, you did a nice job on that dip.
Yeah, what I was saying about that 45, I'm trying to hang in there. My ankle just ain't moving for me.
Oh, what now on the naked?
Right. I just don't want to hurt and not being able to get out there is good, you know.
Right.
So the ankle is beginning to act up.
So what he's doing is he's letting the coordinator who's calling the plays know about his ankle and not to run the bootlegs because I can't get out there.
Right. Time gone, 3rd quarter. After being burned last week, I'm going to make sure. Yep, this is the 3rd quarter. Back up to this message and the word from our ABC station.
When my grandfather surfed the Bonsai Pipeline, narrow boards ruled. Eventually, Gramps had a stroke of genius. A wider board for better control. He said, wider is better.
Presenting the new Wide-Track Grand Prix Sports Sedan. Its wheels are set wide to hold the road for more control when you're shooting the curves.
It's true.
The new Wide-Track Grand Prix by Pontiac. Wider is better.
I was born active. Motor's always running, if you know what I mean. So to stop smoking, the patch was not for me. Too passive, too rigid. With Nicorette gum, I get to do something. I participate in my own survival, fight my own cravings. Nicorette and I hit them before they hit me. I was busy smoking. Now I'm busy not smoking. Works out pretty good.
Nicorette gum will help you quit smoking successfully by helping you control your cravings. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
Why is he good at catching the twisted and the tormented? Takes one to know one. Robert Pestarelli, Cracker, 1 week from Thursday.
At Blue Ribbon Homes, one of the South's largest home dealers, we've taken our most popular 4-bedroom home and made it better.
We've made it bigger, we've made it cheaper. Blue Ribbon introduces the South's first 30-wide, 4-bedroom, 2-bath, delivered with plywood floors and appliances for only $31.9 or just $263 per month. Only $9.95 down reserves your new home. Buy now and make no payment until next year. Blue Ribbon Homes, Albertville, Coleman, Tuscaloosa, and Clanton.
If you're about to remodel, you'll want to shop Mazer, Birmingham's kitchen cabinet headquarters. Our beautiful kitchen cabinets are pre-finished, assembled, and ready for easy installation, featuring solid oak frames and adjustable shelves. Over 4 truckloads in stock at unbeatable savings. Let Mazer help you design your new kitchen. Our expert salespeople are always ready to assist. Custom countertop cutting is available. 6 months, same as cash. You buy for less because we buy for less. Mazer, 41st Street and 1st Avenue South.
Hi, I'm James Spann. You're watching Alabama's ABC 3340.
This is college football on ABC Sports.
We go to the fourth quarter. Still even at 7-7. Florida State having lost a touchdown and a field goal because of penalties. They own the football. First down just inside their own 30-yard line. And Busby is working out of the spread. Pressure's coming, ducks it underneath, trying to set up a screen, didn't work. Rashard Cook was coming and was in his face. He could not find the screen man. Number 8.
And number 8 is Cook. And when you got is Busby, who is a sitting duck now that he cannot get outside the pocket. We heard the conversation with Mark Rick, the coordinator. Florida State can't run the football, Keith. Their defense is doing a nice job, but they've got to be able to throw it. They're moving. Pass carried up in the air, intercepted.
Dalen McCutcheon finally found a football in his neighborhood and intercepted it on the ricochet.
There's a look at McCutcheon. He's covering Coles. There's the slant. He tried to get it to Coles. McCutcheon sees what's happening and makes the play.
One of the big guys up in front slapped it up in the air. So mark it first down, Southern California now at the Florida State 31. John Fox has DeLon Washington behind him. And Lavelle Woods is in the ball game at fullback now, leading the blocking on that side, and Washington will pick up a couple of yards. Lavelle Woods led the team last year in rushing, but he's yet to carry the ball tonight.
Stay down! Stay down!
Dalen McCutcheon, he hasn't had much action. He's got 3 passes thrown his way, and he just picked off that one. It's up. This is what they call a sudden change for the defense, Keith. You want to go in and do well when you have a sudden change. Stop the other team from scoring.
By Fox, he was trying to run a little action option down the line, and he was busted just as he started to make the move down the line. And there's a flag.
Who was that? Somebody hit him pretty quickly.
Let's see about the flag.
The option. It was Wadsworth, 85, who just came down and just hit him before he was expecting anything.
USC.
Offense, not enough men on the line. Penalty is declined. 3rd down.
Obviously, they'll take the loss on the play. It's greater than the penalty. It moves the ball back outside the 41-yard line.
Andre Wadsworth, Keith, was a walk-on at Florida State. He weighed 215 pounds, went to a small Christian school in Miami, Miami Christian, and walked on. Earned a scholarship 2 years ago.
On 3rd and 20, John Fox could not deliver the play because he apparently didn't have what he wanted or didn't understand the circumstances, and he calls timeout.
America has always had a love affair with cars. And since 1922, we've been there whenever you've needed us. That's why we're America's favorite auto insurer.
And as we celebrate our 75th year, we, the agents
and employees of State Farm,
would just like to say thanks for being there too.
New merchandise daily. 2 patents every 24 hours. Internet, software, wireless innovations, direct from designer. Bell Labs. Thousands of breakthroughs in stock. More arriving today. We never close. Lucent Technologies. We make the things that make communications work.
Choose your way to save with the Chrysler Choice. Now get $1,000 cash back on Chrysler Sebring convertible. Or choose $1,500 cash back on the sporty Chrysler Sebring Coupe. It's your choice. Cash back on Chrysler Sebring Coupe or convertible. But choose now, because the Chrysler Choice won't last. What's new in your world?
I like being in control. With this new Dinerex, I control the cause of my dandruff every day.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula. Its medicine doesn't just treat the symptoms, it controls a leading cause of dandruff called Peel Valley.
Now that's serious control.
New Dinerex Advanced Formula.
Your move? Hoodlum is filmmaking on a grand scale. Thrilling, an electric 3-prong attack. And Fishburne is fierce, magnetic, irresistible, says the Los Angeles Times.
Get ready for your final thrill.
Hoodlum, rated R, now playing. In a world of trespassers and things that go bump in the night, James Belushi and James Remar are taking your protection seriously. Stephen Bochco's Total Security, ABC in 3 weeks.
Time remaining, 14:20. Trojans had a bit of a break a moment ago on the interception, but now they're backed up at 3rd and 20. Penalty flag. Fox passes away, incomplete downfield. There's a penalty flag up the line of scrimmage. Holding Trojans. So they had opportunity in front of them. First down at the 31-yard line. They're going the other way. Florida State accepts. Here it'll be 3rd and 30.
They're double teaming Wadsworth, Keith. This young man 85 on the outside. First it's Bowen, then Sermon, and he still almost gets there.
Well, Andre's got to play hard because he grew up, partly at least, in California, and he needed 37 tickets for tonight's ball game.
His mother lives in Miami, and his father lives in the Virgin Islands. But he, like you say, he grew up here, got a lot of aunts and uncles. 37 tickets he had to find for out here. He said, that's more than I need when I go to Miami to play against the University of Miami in my mother's hometown.
So they accept the penalty, and they move all the way back to the 44-yard line, and they run it with Rodney Sermons, run it back to the Florida State 45, where it'll be 4th and long, and they'll have to punt it away. But at least he got enough to get him back into a circumstance where the punter's got a chance to kill it deep.
We mentioned John Fox early on. They have total offense of about 120 yards. Only 20 yards rushing, about 100 yards passing for USC through 3 quarters.
Warwick is deep. Punts away. Warwick circling under it. They've got a chance to kill it deep. And they do at the 2. Bolson was back there. 43-yard punt. And they put it down for the Seminoles on their own 2.
The Chrysler Town and Country LXI. Car and drivers 10 best. An Automobile Magazine All-Star. Tied as J.D. Power and Associates' most appealing minivan. Winner of Strategic Vision's 1997 Total Quality Award for Best Ownership Experience. And now, get $1,000 cash back. The Chrysler Town & Country LXI. It's nothing short of everything. What's new in your world?
A tough case of athlete's foot can stop you in your tracks. You get that itching, the cracking, the burning. That's when you want a medicine that acts tough. Boom! Tough Actin Tenactin. It cures even tough cases of athlete's foot. Get Tough Actin Tenactin.
Presenting the Valvoline Big Play Rebate and Sweepstakes. Save $4 on a case of Valvoline motor oil, and you could win one of 6 Mark Martin signature Ford Thunderbirds. Here comes Mark now. He's up and right on the money. Valvoline, the #1 choice of top mechanics.
There comes a time when you realize you've come about as far as you can on your own. And if you want your investments to go further, you're going to need someone with the expertise and the resources to help you go the distance. It's not an admission of failure. It's an admission of success. It's an acknowledgement of what you've got at stake here. That moment of truth when you say to yourself, okay, no more fun and games.
Smith Barney. They make money the old-fashioned way. They earn it.
13:28 to play in the 4th quarter, and it's a 7-7 tie as Busby goes out to call the play with the ball resting right in between the 2 and 3 yard line stripe. I think maybe that we'll get to see Dan Kendra in the ball game in a different role, at least an open field quarterback situation, but probably not here if Busby's ankle is really bothering him. This is dangerous country. He lets it go deep. And Warwick almost caught it. Peter Warwick made a great move running down the sidelines. It comes right back inside. He knew exactly where the ball was, and he had a pretty good chance at it. Lacey and Kelly were there.
Well, that's what you need to do. Just put it up. These receivers for Florida State can go up and get it. And he almost came down with that one. But the only reason, Keith, we even bring up the fact that maybe that Busby should not be in there and Kendra might be is the mobility factor. And in listening to what Thad was saying to Mark Richt up there, I don't know, he was a little doubt in his mind as to whether he can move around and move outside the pocket.
Looked all right there, though.
Yes, he did. And here again.
Throws the pass, and it is incomplete. He put the ball in the air, and Brian Kelly was, well, he had it in his hand. Yeah. He just didn't hold it.
Thad Busby is your quarterback for this season. We talked about it. They want him to win. As Thad goes, so goes the Seminoles. However, if he has an injury, that would give you reason to take him out. It's not that he has a bad game or he's not playing well, you take him out. You let him play through those. But if he's got an injury, then you put the other guy in, the #2 guy in, and then when he's healthy, he goes back in, takes his job back.
It is timeout, Florida State. At 13:30 to play in a 7-7 ball game.
When you come into Home Depot, there are professionals in every department. We have journeyman electricians,
master plumbers.
We've got roofers.
We hire the most experienced people in the market. You've got people in every department in our store that have come through the trades or through the pro business.
Doing what they love, doing what they know.
I cannot let you leave here not knowing how to do it correctly. We're expected to be the best.
It's not, I read a pamphlet on this and I think I know what I'm talking about. It's, I know this product and I'm going to show you how to use it.
Plymouth Neon. Plymouth Breeze. Plymouth Voyager. Plymouth Prowler.
Ow, what are you doing?
Is that a new Big King?
No, it's a bag, Coach.
No, in the bag, son.
Yes, sir, it is.
Well, what's a smart kid like you doing sitting on the bench? Get in there and play quarterback.
Really?
Like taking candy from a baby.
The new Big King from Burger King, plain broiled with 75% more beef. It's like a Big Mac, except it's bigger and tastes better. And right now, you can get one for just 99 cents.
Coach said I could play halfback.
Brian Kelly's going to go to sleep tonight and watch footballs flying through the air all the rest of the night.
And you know, I bet he loves this. He loves getting balls thrown at him more than if he didn't get any thrown at him.
Third and 10 from the 3. It's good for a first down. At about the 13-yard line, Peter Warwick gets it by a half a yard, caught it. Darnell Lacey almost took his head off, but he held on.
Almost took his head off, and it was almost an illegal hit. From the shotgun. I think this is good. I think Busby needs to be in the shotgun. If he's got a little bum ankle, get him back there. Watch this hit. I'm not so sure that in the NFL, I know in the NFL that would be an illegal hit. Helmet, you can't hit up around the helmet with your helmet. You can't spear with your helmet.
Why he was hitting up, wasn't it?
No, not the defensive man's head.
He got his first down by half a yard. So now they got a little room.
That was a big first down for Busby and the Seminoles. But if he gets in the shotgun, Keith, when he wants to throw, that gets him back there. He doesn't have to drop back. Helps him if he's got a sprained ankle.
Not pressure. There's no pressure coming inside from USC unless it's Claiborne, the linebacker. Dancing around, going down the line of scrimmage. And out of the shotgun, Busby throws quickly. And the gain is about a yard to Melvin Pearsall, the tight end. The tackle by Brian Kelly. Florida State came to the game. Preseason poll, 5th. Southern California well back, 23. Southern California coming off a 6-6 season. Florida State, of course, coming off a season where they were undefeated in the regular schedule and then lost in the rematch to Florida in the Nokia Sugar Bowl. Busby, good protection. Has his man right down the middle. Wide open. And it's E.G. Green all the way to the Southern California 41-yard line. Somebody just made a play.
Keith, I think the thing that has settled him down is the fact that he is in. Look at the offensive linemen as they're holding hands. Watch as he's in the shotgun, Keith. I think this has helped him tremendously. Right over the middle. Here we go. Now you get this to the receivers that can run with the football. They'll block there. Big play gets FSU out of the hole.
But hear this. A primary in the passing game for the Seminoles. E.G. Green just made his first catch of the night, 46 yards. Staying in the shotgun. Ball was thrown, intended for Harrell, who had a lot of balls thrown at him in the first half. Brian Kelly defending, and Harrell lost his balance and was falling down and had no chance.
What this has gotten down to, Keith, 7-7, fourth quarter, 11 minutes to go. Florida State can't run the football. They have to throw. That's their strength. But they're throwing into the strength of the Trojans. Those two corners and those DBs can cover pretty nicely, and their quarterback is nicked with a bad ankle.
You got Simmons, a freshman, in the middle there at the strong safety spot. And that's area where they're sort of working toward the safeties and away from the corner. That's to the sidelines. That's on the touching side. And the pass is completed just beyond the marker for a first down at the 29-yard line to Warwick.
It's going to remind you of the days of Charlie Ward, doesn't it? Where they went to the shotgun, the hurry-up offense. They spread them out and just do it from shotgun. Good protection there. That's Trey Thomas, the big offensive tackle.
Well, he's a house. I mean, he is really big.
6'8" and 330.
They like him. They like him. They think he can be almost as good as Walter Jones. And Walter was almost in a class by himself when he left college.
Left last year, #1 draft choice. He and Ward done.
No pressure. inside the 5 and down to the 3-yard line. And so they have gone to the same kind of an offense, basically, that Charlie Ward rode to a Heisman Trophy. And they're down knocking on the door.
Top of your screen. Single coverage. McCutcheon can't pull him in. Harrell's about the 3rd or 4th receiver to get in the ball game on the chart. But he's at least the 4th receiver. They are deep. A lot of receivers at FSU. Good protection on that last play also.
Timeout. USC. It is 1st and goal, Florida State at the Southern California 3-yard line. Ball is just beyond the 3. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Chrysler. Exploring the new frontiers of automotive technology. What's new in your world? The document company, Xerox. By America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. And by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. Over in the corner, there's a pretty good group of, pretty good sized group of Seminole faithful that have gathered to do their chop and their chant.
City of LA's had a couple of good ball games out here today, huh?
Oh, I should say.
Tennessee beating...
You're not seeing Traveler very much during the course of the game because the running track that used to exist here in the Coliseum is now gone. And there's really no room for a horse galloping around during the course of the game.
It's kind of unusual that 2 schools with mascots being horses. Florida State has Renegade. Be something to see the 2 of them get out there, wouldn't it?
This possession started back at the Florida State 3-yard line. 8 plays, they've traveled 94 yards and used 2 minutes and 53 seconds. And the quarterback that Bobby Bowden refers to as a good old country boy from down in Pace, he looked like he's a little hot on the sidelines. He didn't agree with what somebody was suggesting. He wants that thing in the end zone now. Let's untie this thing. 10:45 to play in the game.
Well, Kendra has come in goal line situations.
Busby's still there for this one.
Exactly.
On 1st and goal. Feaster got hold. Touchdown. Music in the background supporting the Florida State touchdown is not from the Florida State band. It was a band commissioned by somebody to come over and play their song. Gramatica for the point. It's good. The young man from Argentina pops it up and in. So you got 2 place kickers, one a native of Argentina and the other a native of Poland.
To look at from behind the defense, 55 is Claiborne. He gets shielded off, runs through and can't get there.
Has a heck of a block by Kevin Long, the center.
Yep.
He came off that snap and just let him in.
The difference in that drive was Thad Busby getting in the shotgun where he doesn't have to move around as much and being on target. Busby on the drive was 5 of 8, 94 yards passing.
And now the Seminoles have gone to the lead 14-7 at 10 minutes and 40 seconds to play in the game. And, you know, that can be a half a lifetime if you're 10 minutes and 40 seconds, you can do all kinds of things. But so far tonight, the Trojan offense has done very little. The attendance, 72,783. Pretty good crowd. Soward and McCutcheon are the deep people for Janikowski's kickoff. He roots this one well back into the end zone, and there it'll stay. It'll be 1st down at the 20, and here's John Thomas.
Keith, it's time for the Burger King play of the day from the Marshall Army game. Chad Pennington, the quarterback, just dumps this one off to Randy Moss, and then there's a stiff arm, and then the big leap coming up right there, 90 yards. He had 186 yards and 5 receptions, 234 all-purpose yards, and busts his way into the Heisman Trophy race. Without question, Randy Moss, a terrific day. 35-25 is the final. Keith, take it back to you.
Yeah, he was at Florida State once. For a little while. First down on the 20. Southern California. John Fox throws quickly. Falls away. Caught by Antoine Harris, the tight end. And the second catch of the night, the big tight end rumbles for another first down before Dexter Jackson can shove him out of bounds.
This is USC. Freshman tight end caught a pass from a quarterback who is making his first start of the year. So solid offensive line, some experience at the running back, but they are inexperienced at quarterback and at tight end. But this quarterback is quickly learning some things here tonight.
Delon Washington. Well, it's pretty obvious that Mickey Andrews said from the very outset to his troops, we will stop the run and make the kid beat us if he can.
That's exactly right. And everybody knew that. I mean, every defensive coordinator would do that. Stop USC running the football, force the kid making his first start to beat you. Darrell Bush there in the middle, the captain. He's a bright kid. He's already graduated. 3.9 grade point average in finance. Calling the defensive signal.
Fox gets it off. Incomplete. Intended for Marvin Powell, the tight end. He was double covered. Chevin Smith, number 30, one of those there, who knocked the ball away.
This kid's going to learn a lot from this experience, Keith. No matter what happens, he went against a very good defensive team. Florida State's not as good defensively as they were last year.
Yet.
But they have the talent and the speed. They just got a little bit of youth. They got to work into some games and some playing time.
Pasquinelli is the man in motion. On 3rd and 8. Fox throws underneath. That won't get it done. Sherman's, Billy Miller it is. Number 3 makes the catch, but it's far, far short of the first down.
Sam Coward getting back to playing football, something he really missed last year during his injury. Right there, number 1. He's had a whole slew of tackles here tonight. It's good to see him back on the field.
It'll be the 10th punt for Jim Wren tonight. Warwick is back for the Noles. Wren's had a couple of 53-yarders. They could use one right here. Low again. Warwick gets it. Gets a little room, needs a block, can't find it. And they'll get him down around the 30-yard line. At 8 minutes and 38 seconds to play in the game, it's Florida State 14, Southern California 7.
The new Plymouth Breeze. Please, keep all hands and arms inside the vehicle until the ride comes to a complete stop.
Budweiser. I can't believe they went with the frogs.
Louis.
Our audition was flawless.
Louis.
We did the look. Huh? We did the tongue thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Louis, frogs sell beer. That's it, man. #1 rule of marketing.
The Budweiser lizards. We could have been huge.
Hey, there'll be other auditions.
Oh, yeah, for what? This was Budweiser, buddy.
No.
This was big. Those frogs are gonna pay.
Let it go, Louis. Let it go.
I love to get online and it says, you have mail.
You can get the weather, you can talk gardening. America Online makes doing all the things you do easier.
Check my stocks, sports scores.
You can buy flowers, you can buy a lot of stuff.
America Online, simple to install, Kid-friendly menus, easy to use. And we're working night and day to increase capacity 75%, all to make your online experience easier.
I sent my daughter an email. She couldn't believe it.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1.
The ball is on the 30-yard line. First down for Florida State. If they can put a drive together here, they might have enough to run it out. But they haven't been able to run the ball.
And the thing they have done is turned it over, Keith. Feaster's put it on the ground twice.
They're still in the shotgun. Feaster's back there with Busby. He gives it to Feaster, runs it up the middle. And he gets it across the 35. That's a 6-yard pickup right there before Richard Cook makes the tackle. So again, we were eavesdropping a little while ago on conversation between offensive coordinator Mark Rick and the quarterback Thad Busby.
Good on the rest of the ball game. We got to get one more score. We got to get one more score at least. Okay. I'm counting on you to be real smart with this football. Okay. Because we do have a lead. The defense is playing outstanding. How about the
ball is handed inside to Feaster, and nothing. So it's going to be 3rd down and 4, and they're going to have to put it up probably.
They'd like to have a score, Keith, but what they'd also like to do is take some time off the clock, make some first downs, move the ball down the field, and then get a score. But the last thing they want is to do anything silly, put it on the ground, and give a turnover or some momentum to USC.
You got the nickel package in now for the Trojans, 5 DBs.
I wouldn't be surprised if they're blitzing here.
Incomplete.
It almost intercepted.
He went to Coles, and Kelly was in front for the ball and almost got it.
Bobby Bowden is saying something to Kelly. Kelly in that bump and run. That's his... he sees it all the way, cuts inside, could have intercepted it.
So they'll punt it.
So Bobby talking to Kelly. I don't know what he was saying, but he may have been saying, nice play, son. I'm glad you didn't catch it.
7th punt of the night for Keith Cottrell, and it's a good one. On back to the 23-yard line, where the Trojans will get the ball back at 7 minutes and 8 seconds to play in the ball game. Tomorrow at 1:30 Eastern, 3 Pacific, the World Gymnastics Championships from Lausanne, Switzerland. Men's and women's team competition, as well as the men's all-around. Then at 7, 6 Central. Don't miss the women's all-around competition, all tomorrow on ABC. At 7 minutes, it's conceivable this could be the last time the Trojans see the ball. Could be, depending on how much this possession can take. John Fox throws into the crowd. Billy Miller makes the catch for 9 yards. 2nd and 1 coming up. There were a lot of white shirts around that receiver, but he got it.
You mentioned that the offense has struggled, and we've said that Fox is a new starter going against the top defense. They've had the ball 13 possessions, and on 11 of the 13 offensive possessions, they've had the ball only 3 plays and had to punt it or fumbled it. So only 2 times have they had it for any length of time.
Washington can't generate a thing. Larry Smith from Folkestone, Georgia, number 96, made the hit. It's amazing, Bob. You look around these 2 rosters there, you see sophomore, freshman, 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 sophomore, sophomore, freshman.
And so many of them now are on the depth chart. We've got some freshmen starting, as we've mentioned. A lot of them backups, but we used to never see that.
It's 3rd and 2. First down, Trojans at the 42 in front of Troy Saunders. So Billy Miller at 6'4", 210 used the big body to go up in front of Saunders and reel it in.
Three-step drop, quick throw, little slant. Nice completion. Deep drop for Fox. Pass works down to the 40-yard line to Soward. Soward came across the middle, and Fox nailed him right on the numbers. Dexter Jackson made the tackle. The key here, Keith, is the offensive line. Watches are going to give him a perfect pocket for some protection, and he's going to throw the ball right down the middle of the field. A nice opening. He sees very well. That's a nice completion, nice protection.
Another first down on the 40. Pitch it to Washington. Tries to cut back in there. And he can't get anything generated because of Jerry Johnson, number 92. Here's Swanee.
Keith, R.J. Soward is the big play guy for USC, and he's going to make some big plays for him throughout the year. But the guy that coaches really want to have a good season is Billy Miller. He's the guy that had a lot of passes in his hands and dropped in 1996. He's the guy that has to get a little confidence in his ball game so that as receivers, they can spread the whole defense out to have success. That was a big catch on his part to keep this drive going. Keith?
2nd and 10. Fox throws behind Bastianelli, giving Mike no chance to turn upfield with it, and that's a pickup of about 2 yards. So now you're looking at 3rd and a long 8.
I'm sure this is a 4-down area, Keith. By that I mean if they don't make it on 3rd down, they'll go for it on 4th. That also means that on this play, you don't have to pick up all 8 yards of it. You can just pick up some of it, but you know you're going for it on 4th.
3 minutes and 50 seconds to play in the ball game. 5 DBs in for Florida State. Fox throws. He's got a man. It's right on the marker. Depends on the spot. It looks like he got a good spot at the 30-yard line to Miller. It looks like a first down. And it's Shevin Smith who's down for Florida State. Swanee told you a little while ago that some of them have had some cramp troubles because the defense has been on the field so much tonight for both teams.
It looks like what it is. They're spraying his calf and pulling his toes back. That's normally what that means.
Some of that don't hurt no more stuff, huh? Coming later this month, the all-new ABC Family Tuesday. Dan Aykroyd back for a new season of Soul Man, followed by Tim Curry and Annie Potts in the new comedy Over the Top. Then Tim Allen, Patricia Richardson, and the Home Improvement Gang. And Richard Lewis and Kevin Nealon premiere as Hiller and Diller. Tuesday ends with all new episodes of NYPD Blue on ABC Tuesday. In the matter of times out, Florida State with 1 remaining. Southern California has none remaining. So Shevin Smith has to leave the field, Mr. Camp. You've never had him. Don't worry about it. Don't get him.
He's an inspirational leader on that ball club. There's Gibson, another true freshman who is in there taking his place, Keith. So Smith is out, freshman is in. That's the depth on this Florida State squad. A lot of the guys that were suspended and had problems with injuries
or dismissed
that affected their depth on defense.
First down on the 30-yard line of Florida State for Southern California. John Fox's back. His pass is away, and it's incomplete. He didn't have the handle on that ball when he threw it. It was sort of a wounded goose all the way, and Mike Bastianelli was trying to get to it.
So they were trying to get the ball to Gibson, and on Gibson's man, it's a defensive back that just came in for Shevin Smith, and Gibson did a nice job.
Second and 10. Time remaining. 3:08, as you can see, and running. As soon as the ball is snapped. He leads Manginelli again by too much. Can't get it to him.
So look at Hugh Jackson, who just, as we mentioned, the offensive coordinator. His style, he wants a ball control. He wants to spread a lot of formations. He wants to use some screens.
Southern California tonight is 4 for 17 on third down conversion.
The only problem with Hugh Jackson, he's breaking in a brand new quarterback. It's not like he's at.
They've thrown at Gibson twice in a row now and failed. This time they go to Miller, and Miller has his feet taken away from him by Cody at about the 26-yard line. So it is 4th down and 7. 4th and scoreboard says 6. More like 7.
Well, they need a play. They need one play to keep this drive going.
Ball game may be hanging right here for the Trojans.
Here they come.
Miller, no way. On that play, you had to throw the ball to the marker. The ball was thrown about 3 yards, and Dexter Jackson was all over him, and that play had no chance.
Florida State was doing, Keith, they were bringing some pressure first of all. They were not going to let him hold it. They were trying to get it to this receiver here. The other one was coming down around. The inside receiver breaking out. It's a bad throw. He had to turn around. If he would have hit him right on stride and had a chance to get up sideline, may have worked.
So the Florida State defense does the job.
Yep.
They hold. Turn over the football to the offense. Just outside their 25-yard line with Feaster, the deep back.
What an education that young man had tonight.
Here comes Lavernius Coles, the speed burner, and the football. Florida State covers it at the Southern California 49-yard line. They're lucky to get it back.
The heads-up play by somebody on the USC squad.
Pearsall, the tight end, ran it down and found it.
That was Cook, Rashad Cook, number 8, who knocked the ball loose.
So we are now at 2 minutes and 8 seconds to play. They have put the football right at midfield, where it is first down for Florida State. UCLA gave Tennessee fits in the Rose Bowl this afternoon before losing 30-24. And right now, the Southern California Trojans are down by 7 points to 5th-ranked Florida State. So it looks like the home teams are going to have pretty good games, but both may come up a little short. There is a loss of 2 yards on the play as Feaster tried to cut and lost his footing. The next game for Florida State will be the Maryland Terrapins next week. It'll be in Tallahassee. Southern California will play here in the Coliseum against Washington State, which has had a week to heal after their opening 3-point win over UCLA.
I think Bobby was upset with that call, that he reversed late in the game like that, when Coles got the ball knocked out of his hand.
Penalty flags all over the place here as people are moving around.
I think the 25-second clock ran out. Well, it wasn't what Bobby had expected or had hoped for. His offense struggled.
You got a Trojan down.
There was no play. Right guard penalty. Still second down.
No play because the clock had expired. And I can't see the number of the injured Trojan. They're holding his knee. It's Jonathan Heimbach.
That's Larry. Lawrence Larry.
Lawrence Larry.
They do have double numbers on USC.
That's right.
Yes, they do.
Defense, it's Lawrence Larry.
Double numbers.
You got a 21 and a 21.
Yep.
Ken Haslip on defense and Malifo McKenzie on offense. 59 seconds remaining now, and it looks pretty safe for Florida State.
This will give Busby some confidence too, Keith. He had a tough game. He was nicked a little bit. He had a problem with his ankle. He played through it. They found a way. He stayed in. They went to the shotgun. He didn't have to move so much, and he got the job done. He got him down, and he got the winning touchdown.
They pummel him a bit as they take him down back around the 36-yard line. But the clock is running, and Southern California has no more time left. The Chevrolet most valuable players of the game were Thad Busby for Florida State, Chris Claiborne for Southern California. Busby, 19 of 39, 276 yards. Claiborne, 8 tackles and 2 sacks from his middle linebacking position for Southern California. Chevrolet donating $1,000 to each of the school's general scholarship funds to help young people in their effort to get themselves an education. It's been a Chevrolet tradition for more than a quarter of a century. 10 seconds. They're going to let it expire. The two teams are walking onto the turf to shake hands. It's been a good college football game. From Los Angeles, Florida State winning it 14-7.
Bob and Judith Akers looked forward to the day they could retire to a little business by the sea. No easy project to take on alone. Fortunately, a Dean Witter broker was there to help them chart the proper course.
Each individual's dream is unique. So too must be our solutions.
Now the Akers not only have a place they can call home, others can too.
Be back at 10.
We'll leave the light on. At Dean Witter,
We measure success one investor at a time.
Some of the most admired cars you'll see are owned by the guys who know cars best. They're ASC certified master mechanics, and the #1 brand of motor oil these guys use in their own cars and trucks is Valvoline, makers of Durablend, the leading semi-synthetic for a cleaner engine due to better control of harmful deposits. So use the oil the mechanics who take care of your car use to take care of theirs. Valvoline. People who know use Valvoline.
Choose your way to save with the Chrysler Choice. Now get $1,000 cash back on Chrysler Sebring convertible. Or choose $1,500 cash back on the sporty Chrysler Sebring Coupe. It's your choice. Cash back on Chrysler Sebring Coupe or convertible. But choose now, because the Chrysler Choice won't last. What's new in your world?
Well, the Noles are going home. It's a tough team to handle. For those of you in the ACC, you're going to love them. Final score, 14-7. Florida State beats USC. Good night.
This has been a presentation of ABC Sports, recognized around the world as the leader in sports television.
Promotional consideration provided by National Car Rental, the official car rental company of ABC Sports.
It doesn't get any more exciting, any more glamorous, any more unexpected, especially this year. When two-piece swimsuits join the competition, see it as it happens. The Miss America pageant, next Saturday on ABC. It doesn't get any more live than this.
Before you do this, you got to have this and this and this.